It's the end. I'm the leader. I'll
Honestly,
say when it's the end.
honestly, I'm pretty okay with that. I feel like this chapter's gone on a little bit longer than I thought it would.
It has. I'm
You
curious
know,
what it means. Like, oh, I guess it's the end, part one of the end, and there might be a part two
yes,
of the end. Gotcha.
yeah, probably.
Yeah. I interpreted that as it was the end of the first part, and there'd be like a whole second part as long as the first one.
Oh God,
I'm like,
that
wow,
would
this
suck.
one's a lot longer than I thought. So was you guys. You were the ones who found my secret tunnel. Speaking of which, last time we found his secret tunnel, and we explored it.
Honestly, a lot less funny than the secret tunnel in Avatar, but
Oh, I
you know,
think most
that's
people
fine.
hate that episode.
What the secret tunnel? What? That episode's great.
It's Sokka being annoyed for 20 minutes.
I mean,
Aang and Katara like being
look.
silly.
I'm not. I don't like the Aang Katara ship, but I do like the episode, and the characters that introduce them to the secret tunnel are really funny.
I mean, I like them. I would hang out with them. They seem like pretty chill people.
There's a reason it's one of the few like references I make regularly.
Yeah, they're the fucking pothead people.
I think honestly the only episode I really hate is the fucking
Great Divide.
canyon. Yeah, Great Divide. Yeah.
Actually, I'm the opposite. I actually really like the Great Divide.
Well, you are
I think
the
it's
Joker.
a big fucking meme, and I love that when shows are just like, yeah, it's a kickball tournament. I made it up. I made the whole thing up. Took me ages to dig that. The day the body was found was the day I had planned to escape. I was in disguise. Yeah, and Rocky followed after me. Wait, he dug that whole fucking... Oh, wait, no, he's saying that's the day he planned to escape. Gotcha. It was all covered in mud. I panicked and returned to my cell. Damn! If only you guys hadn't shown up. If only Knightley hadn't died. You say you dug the tunnel. What did you use to dig it? Oh, that. Just hammers, spoons, stuff like that.
Yeah, that sounds real.
Bought them from the supplier, but it was all for nothing.
No need to lose your temper. There's always next time.
On the day of the incident, it's possible that Elbert met Knightley while he was alive. I'll have to listen to his testimony carefully.
That might mean press it.
You're the ones who found my secret tunnel, yes? Okay. Did you obtain the guard's uniform from the supplier too? Yeah, that's right. Seems he got it by threatening a guard. That guy went and stole it from someone's locker. So when you went through the tunnel, you were already dressed like a guard. No, to ensure that the clothes wouldn't get stained with mud. I carried them with me. Once I got out of the hole, changed clothes, getting out of the cell doors was simple. And that's when Rocky ran through and jumped on me. That must be the moment the security camera captured. I see. Could you add that to your testimony?
But then wouldn't the outfit have mud all over it?
It might have. But the bigger problem is it wasn't a polar bear, it was a cat. Oh, wait, no,
Well,
I thought it was a cat, but
yeah,
it
you
was
thought
a
it
polar
was
bear.
yeah.
But it was actually a polar bear.
Like the uniform isn't muddy, so if like the dog's muddy, right? That's a problem. I don't know. He doesn't talk specifically about the like. I don't know. That might not be right.
Yeah, there's no
But-
mud on this.
Yeah, that's the thing. That feels weird to me. But the way this
But
is
that's-
phrased,
Yeah, that's not this part yet.
so maybe we have to like press again. I don't know. But the thing is like he said like, I don't know. It's something weird with the mud. Unless it's like an oversight, which I doubt. Because like the dog was very clearly muddy,
Yeah.
right?
It could have been washed off. That's not too surprising. He could have been like, hey, wash my bear off.
But he was saying later that the dog like was muddy and that was a problem for him.
He said the dog was muddy?
Yeah, go, or sorry, the cup. I mean,
Well, that doesn't
So-
matter because we just got him to admit this.
but
9
said
out of
he-
10 times in Phoenix Wright games, that makes this the thing that you have to present against.
or press. But
Or
well, what
press.
I'm saying is that it's weird. Like if he changed clothes and then the dog jumped or the cub jumped on him, it should be fucking muddy.
You didn't consider just making a run for it? I would have if I could, but the mud would have given me away. It's not like I'd get another chance like this, so I had to proceed with caution. In the end, he was exposed by his own bear. It's possible that Elbert met Knightley before he died. I should listen to his testimony carefully and review the evidence.
Maybe the mud thing is like later.
I'm pretty sure it will come up, but not yet. Because that's like, what is saying that now it's clean prove?
Well, it would prove that he's lying.
It would prove that
About-
he's lying. But we saw on the camera that he got jumped on.
Yeah, so it would prove that there's a discrepancy that he wasn't wearing that outfit at the time, which it's fucking Ace Attorney. Anything could be relevant.
It could be. But I think there's a more pressing issue that needs to be addressed first.
All I'm saying is I noticed that that's a weird contradiction.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, try pressing this line, or the not this, the next one,
Yeah.
just in case it's one of those weird ones.
I remember one from like the second or third game where if you press a line, you just had to keep pressing it in a row like 3 fucking times.
Yeah, that's super mean.
Getting out the cell door was simple, you say? Yeah. Compared to going through the tunnel, it was very simple. You inhabit a prison, yet you seem to know the layout of the detention center quite well. What's so wrong about that? Sure, I've been to the detention center too. In that case, you should have known about it from the start. When Knightley was in his cell, the door would have been locked. Which means there was one piece of evidence Elbert needed to escape.
Yeah.
The fact that it's unknown makes getting out of the cell doors more... That's what I was thinking, yeah. This is a lot more pressing than the uniform being muddy, even though I agree that that is weird. He got out without keys, and the keys have an unknown location, so that's a lot weirder. You say it was simple getting through the cell door. Yeah, that's right. You got a problem with that? Even though you managed to arrive at Knightley's cell, opening the door wasn't so simple. How'd you intend to unlock the cell door? Jailbird? You had the key to Knightley's cell. I ain't got nothing to that. Nothing like that. That's it. It was open. It was already unlocked when I got there. Indeed, the cell was vacant after Knightley's death, which is why, at the time we conducted our investigation, it was unlocked. Your successful escape attempt occurred after Knightley's death, so the door would have been open. However, you had tried to escape once before then. You know, one thing I gotta say about a prison, if you're gonna invest in fucking anything, have auto-locking doors.
Yeah. The plan was foiled thanks to Rocky. The video shows it.
Even though it looks like a cat. Yes, that was during the animal show, before Knightley's death was no. And the cell door was locked, because no one would know he was dead. Without the key to Knightley's cell, your escape would have been impossible.
That means it can't be.
It's exactly what you think. In the case of the stolen key, the culprit is... Jailbird. You were the one who attacked the guard, weren't you? The guard and Knightley, too, in order to steal the cell key. It wasn't me. I don't know any Knightley. After stealing the key, you returned to your cell as a precautionary measure. Then you waited for a time when the prison would be mostly vacant. That was just before Knightley's death became known. In other words, during the animal show. But in the end, the plan was foiled thanks to Rocky. Don't screw with me. If you don't have evidence, I'll still win by decision. Besides, it was the Knightley guy who attacked the guard, right? I think not. Regarding the theft of the keys, Knightley was the victim. This proves Knightley was the victim who was attacked in his cell.
I think the wiped floor had traces of his blood, right?
Yeah. Nice. In Knightley's cell, there were traces of his blood, which had been wiped away. I believe this is more than enough proof Knightley was attacked in his cell. You attacked those two people and stole the key, didn't you? Damn! I never thought you'd find the bloodstains I wiped away from the newspaper.
Why would you go through all the trouble of wiping the bloodstain?
Oh, in the hands of Knightley and the guard. There were obvious signs of a scuffle, you know? The bloodstains were uncovered, they'd find out there was another attacker. And if anyone looked around the bed, the tunnel I dug would be discovered. So you were trying to buy more time for your escape attempt. But I'm afraid to say your plan still ended in a failure. Now then, hand over the keys to Knightley's cell. Damn it! Well, that was nice. No way. How could an amateur like you knock me out? Here, I got the keys right here. Thanks.
Hold it. If you have that key, then that means...
That's right, Judge Courtney. You reasoned that Knightley stole the keys and used it to leave the cell. From there, he entered Mr. Keyes' cage and was moved to the workroom. Wait. Did he add an E?
No, that's the guy's name.
Oh, okay. Hey, look. The S. It's after the S. Nice. And there's no second S. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, you know. You want to start this blood war again?
It's so funny because there is a weapon in Elden Ring that is organized like that, and there's another weapon also with a name, and it has it with a second S. So nobody fucking knows.
I mean, I think it's different depending on the the case, because like I feel like saying Mr. Keyes' cage like sounds fine, but if I were to say like Ross Cage, that doesn't work.
Well, like the way this is worded, it's Mr. Keyes' cage.
Well,
So
no,
it'd
it's
be
not
Ross...
Keyes', it's Keys.
Well, it's not
There's
Keyes' cage. Mr.
Well, yeah, it
Keyes'
is.
cage, because it's his
Keyes'.
cage.
But there's not another S, so it's just Keys.
Well, it's Mr. Keyes' cage. Like,
Well, that's what
it
it would read as if there was another S.
But it's his cage.
Yeah,
if
Mr.
there's not another
Keyes'
S, then
cage.
it's not his cage. It's Keyes' cage. That's not how it works. It's Keyes' cage. Because it's his cage. It belongs
Yeah, I know
to
it's
him.
his cage, but because they didn't put another S, you just pronounce it Keys.
Mr. Keyes' cage? That sounds like a name. My name is Keyes' Cage.
Well,
and
that's
I'm
not
brother
my
Nicolas
problem.
Cage.
That's a problem with fucking spelling it like that.
However, the very foundation of the hypothesis collapsed.
Ah.
Ow. I see. In that case, there was only one person who could have moved Knightley. The criminal must have been someone who knew about the secret tunnel. Hey, are you suggesting? Gilbert, you're under arrest, pal. Wait, I didn't do nothing. Sure, I knocked out those two guys and I stole the keys. And after that, I waited for the perfect time to enter the guy's cell. But that cell was empty then. There's no dead body either. And also, how could I have gotten to the workroom? I couldn't even leave my own cell, right? It's true. You only had the key to Knightley's cell. But there's also Dogen's dog. What? It would be possible for the dog to carry the body from the cell to the workroom. I see. So you're saying there was an accomplice. The crime would have been possible if Elbert and Dogen were working together. It's perfectly plausible. Somehow Elbert managed to carry Knightley's body to his own cell. And then the dog must have carried it to the workroom. Yes, because all the animals can move freely in the prison. But that's not the case for the path between the detention center and the prison. The only person who could have used that route was you, Jailbird. Oh, there was another route that you didn't know about. There couldn't have been. The tunnel is a straight path, is it not? Yeah, it seems like it. I didn't have enough time to dig any more than I did. I dug halfway up the corridor. What? You mean to say that you didn't dig the entire tunnel? When I got to that cell, the tunnel was already there. There was a tunnel linking my cell to the wall. Looking down the well from the courtyard, there's no mistaking it. They've always been connected. I just continued the tunnel with my digging. What was that hole doing there in the first place? Who knows? Maybe another inmate dug in an attempt to escape.
Or maybe the animals dug it.
Those are some fucking progressive animals.
Maybe they wanted to drink from the well.
That's highly doubtful. There's no water in that well anymore. It's all dried up. Wait a minute. That's it. For some reason, that well gave off a nice scent. A nice scent? I mean, like the one that the prison lady has.
Hmm.
I don't know what it was. Well, it smelled sweet, like candy. What's her name again? This twat.
Yeah. She's 37.
Yes. Which I think is the same age as Mr. Edgeworth, because I think Gumshoe is like slightly older. Never mind. Okay, I'm way off.
There's no way, yeah, because like if you think about it, like Edgeworth has to be the same age as Phoenix.
What a great sentence. Simon's superior. Smells sweet like candy. This scent, I believe we've come across it before. We know this scent from...
Oh, but you don't actually get to pick a person here. Do we have like her perfume? We don't.
Something has it on it. I just forget what it was. It's not the dog.
It's probably on page 1, I think. Was it on the crime scene? Yeah, look at that.
What part of his body had a sweet scent? I assume most of the rest of it smelled like decaying.
I don't know.
Natalie's body was giving off a sweet candy-like scent. We used a police dog to track that scent. And that led us to discover the tunnel. By any chance, could this be the same scent as well?
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I know what you're trying to say. That the scent proves the body was carried down through the tunnel.
Exactly. And Jailbird, you're the only one who could have used the tunnel.
Thank you, Mr. Albert. I am very grateful to you. At last the truth comes to light.
Oh, no fucking thanks to me. I did your whole damn job for you. You're welcome.
What was that? Do you want to lose your badge? Mr. Albert, wouldn't it be wise to confess now? To being an accomplice. I mean, God, she's fucking pretty.
I mean, yes. Yes, she is. Don't tell me, even you suspect me too. Judge Courtney, it seems you and I have come to the same conclusion.
Not at all. Our thoughts on this matter are still quite different.
She's just saying that because she wants to be contrarian.
She would go on like political subreddits and just be contrarian to all the comments.
See,
Mr.
like,
Albert.
When I have this conversation about like the apostrophe at the end of ES, you be like, all right, Ross, let's stop this conversation. Courtney would be like, what are you gonna put on the line for this, Ross? I don't think it's that important. Your blood? She like slams a knife on the table.
What the fuck? Like, I'll go over to your side. Mr. Albert was certainly an accomplice, but an accomplice to Horace Knightley.
What do you mean?
Mr. Albert did not move the body. He simply lent the victim his keys. His Simon keys, if you will. What?
What? What am I fighting for?
It would seem Mr. Elbert did indeed strike Mr. Knightley on the head. However, Mr. Knightley was not knocked out. The two must have made a little negotiation.
Negotiation?
For Mr. Knightley's escape plan to work, he would have needed the keys to his cell. So, Mr. Elbert stole them from the guard.
Someone should take this picture and put a caption, when you see it, you'll ship bricks. And it's the person behind her that's just like
Mm-hmm.
This is a very spooky looking statue.
I like the horse. It looks very derpy. And like the top left.
Yeah, the horse has like that nice derpy background aesthetic. Meanwhile, the guy is just like...
On the other hand... Look, if I'm not quick on the update, you're gonna take my line. For Mr. Elbert to escape, he needed to get to Mr. Knightley's cell. But if Mr. Knightley had seen him and yelled, the plan would have gone down the drain. And so, they negotiated. Oh, now he's covering it.
I didn't negotiate nothing.
Oh, you still intend to deny it?
I see.
Was this derpy horse here too?
In other words, we're back where we started.
Mr. Elbert opened the cell door, and Mr. Knightley entered Mr. Key's cage. Forgot about the fucking cage. And then he was moved into the prison.
Boy. Of course. And that was when he was killed in the prison workroom. Weren't you listening? The scent of the body shows it must have been moved through the tunnel. Knightley was moved from the detention center through the tunnel.
Please wait until someone is finished before speaking. I do not claim that he wasn't moved through the tunnel.
What? You don't?
Shut the fuck up, DeVest. The scent shows that the body was moved through the tunnel. However, that does not mean it came from the detention center. What do you mean? That sure sounds like a contradiction to me. Isn't there one more possibility? The well in the courtyard. It's possible the body was dropped down from there. The courtyard? Ah, the well in the courtyard! Mr. Keyes carried the cage not to the workroom, but to the courtyard. Mr. Knightley was killed in the courtyard, and his body was dropped down the well. This is convoluted as fuck. I'm probably wrong.
You probably could have just kept it in the well, and that would have been a decent enough place to hide the body.
And then, the body at the bottom of the well was moved by Mr. Dogan's dog. You see, Simon did not want to just use the tunnel in Knightley's cell because he decided that his Fitbit was not high enough for the day. Now, there's one thing I'd like you all to remember. Before the body was discovered, what was happening in the courtyard?
A fucking clown fiesta of animals.
A fucking clown fiesta. The animal show, right? Regina and Simon were there. Wait. Simon? Ah! I see you understand. Who then dropped the body down the well?
Judge Courtney. She is a tough opponent. Her flexible way of thinking ensures and enables her ability to adapt and come up with her own deductions.
Mr. Knightley was not carried to the workroom, but to the courtyard. And Mr. Keyes was off stage for 15 minutes. This was when he dropped Mr. Knightley down the well that everyone could see from their seats. It's as simple as that.
Judge Courtney, your reasoning is sound, and I'll admit that.
What?
Even though I have a hard time.
Really?
She's like, what? Really? I was just making shit up the best time. However, let's say the body was dropped down the well. It didn't have to be done during the show. It could have happened at a different time.
Unfortunately for you, Prosecutor Edgeworth, that is not possible.
What?
When the show started, Mr. Elbert was in the tunnel on his way to the cell block. Mr. Elbert, at that time, did you happen to see a body in the tunnel?
Nope. No, nothing like that. Ugh.
So, if the body had been dropped before the show, Mr. Elbert would have seen it. However, he has stated that he did not see a body. A body was not discovered. The doors to the dining hall have not been locked, so it is impossible to think the body was dropped before the show. And after the show, the body was discovered in the workroom. In other words, the body being dropped down the well and then moved to the workroom could only have been done during the show and in opposite land.
Unless he's lying. And he did see a
Fuck.
body. Shit.
He wouldn't lie. And the only one who could have done it is Simon Keys. This is, at least we got the close-up on her. Mr. Edgeworth, what should we do?
The body was moved through the well. It does put Mr. Keys at a major disadvantage. However, the notion that the body was moved through the well is only a hypothesis. That doesn't mean there is evidence.
I am obligated to recognize that fact.
Because I am fucking lost. Will you allow me to investigate the courtyard once more?
I give my approval, in the name of the goddess of law.
We're investigating the courtyard, huh? I fear this may be our final chance. Huh? What? Prison sirens at a prison?
My DoorDash is here. Fire!
Could be another prison break, pal. Should we evacuate? Everyone, please remain calm. This is just the signal for the evening meal.
I was right! I was right!
Well, it wasn't quite DoorDash, but you were close. It's a little loud, so I can understand why you'd be surprised.
It sure scared me.
I'm terribly sorry. And with that, everyone, please return to your posts. Jailbird, it's also time for you to return to your room. Oh, I got it. Let's go, Rocky. His room still has a hole in it, ma'am. He won't try again. He's a good boy. Wood and Roland, we will be proceeding to the courtyard for another investigation. Isn't it time for you to go home as well, Mr. Edgeworth? It looks like we're out of time. But I'll continue this another time. But the investigation? Today's been a big day, right? With the escaped prison and all. I'm afraid I can't let any outsiders like you loiter around any longer. Ugh. This is my decision as the warden of this prison.
Looks like it can't be helped. What the fuck? The warden's word can be called the law of the prison. Prosecutor Edgeworth, this means we will have to carry out our investigation another day.
You literally stopped me, you stopped Gumshoe, you stopped everyone in here. Why aren't you stopping her? I'm a lesbian. What? Alright, have a nice day.
Oh, no, don't make your standards that low. Until then, you may hold on to your prosecutor's badge.
I mean, she has a cute fox. That's the reason I would listen to her.
Fox. And with that, I leave you.
No, the real reason is she's fucking lost and she's embarrassed. She's like, alright, I'm getting out of here. Jesus fucking Christ.
She's like, it's like 10 minutes before this scene, she was like, "The best, this edible ain't shit." Oh. Oh no.
Now I think it's time you all left. Well, it looks like we'll have to continue this investigation tomorrow. Knightley's body was dropped down the well and was carried to the workroom from Mr. Elbird's cell. This is Judge Courtney's logic, but is it correct? And Judge Courtney claims that Mr. Keys transported him, but was Mr. Keys really the only one with a chance to move him?
Mr. Edgeworth, let's do our best tomorrow.
Mr. Edgeworth, looks like Ross was right. This was just the end of literally part 1.
No, I think it's end part 1, and then the next will just be an investigation, and then we see something that's like for the warden, and then we, you know. Because that's how they usually format it on like the walkthroughs and stuff. We have to save Simon, no matter what.
Indeed, I agree. I must prove Mr. Keys' innocence without fail.
Why you pronounce it like that? It wasn't spelled Keeses.
It's okay, Courtney's not here. Kay wouldn't call me out on that. She'd be like, I thought you used 2 S's after an apostrophe.
But it's like whether it's right or wrong, they did it. So, but you pronounced it like they did. Wait, hold on. Don't hit A. Don't hit A. Hold on. Do you see that says Prizor?
No, it says prison. Courtyard. The Prizor courtyard.
It fixed itself when I like clicked on the screen share.
How'd you take that picture so fast with your screen share?
I used snipping tool.
Yeah, but like you print screened it, you copy pasted it, you clipped it.
No, there's just snipping tool. Do you have Windows 10?
Yeah.
Look up snipping tool.
Okay.
You're gonna fucking lose your shit, dude.
Yeah. Windows 10.
No, just type snipping tool in your search bar.
Windows logo key plus Shift plus S. This desktop will what the fuck?
Try using it.
Windows key Shift S?
Or you can just type snipping tool
what
in the
the
search bar.
fuck?
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy! I thought you hated Windows 10. How do you know this?
I don't know. I found it.
How do you find that? That's so random. God damn, that's awesome. All right. Cool.
That's how I made that meme of Alicia getting stabbed so quickly. I literally like left alted on the art, and then I like went into snipping tool and I just snipped the art out of tabletop.
That's convenient. Looks the GR girl.
Hell yeah.
I think she was the one who tried to drown somebody.
Yeah, I actually have snipping tool on, like pinned to my taskbar, so I can just click on it.
Mm. That makes sense because it is such an odd key combination.
I mean, again, like I said a few times, you can just type it in the search bar.
Yeah, that's true. But like Windows Shift S.
I mean, all of the like base programs have shortcuts like that.
Very nifty. I like that. The courtyard. Depending on what we find here, the entire incident could become clear. Or we could play some sick basketball. However,
there's nothing left here.
Yesterday.
We need a flashback. Isn't there one more possibility? The well in the courtyard. It's possible the body was dropped down from there. In other words, the body being dropped down the well and then moved to the workroom could only have been done during the show. And the only one who could have done it is Simon Keys.
Was the body dropped down the well or not? This could be the decisive clue that we could need to reach the truth of the matter. Before I continue with the investigation, I should organize my evidence. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged.
Let's see here.
What did we get rid of? Not much, actually. I kept my badge. Like, I'm surprised he doesn't. You know, he's not Nick. He wouldn't make that mistake.
Hey, there's a grate here.
The well wasn't dry after all. He even put a lock on it.
Lockpicking is one of my specialties. Wanna see?
There is absolutely no need for you to show off.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Whoa.
What happened, Kay?
The lock is broken. Judging from the looks of it, it feels like it was broken some time ago.
So the lock was broken. This means that anyone could have dropped the body down below into this well. According to Judge Courtney's reasoning, Mr. Keys murdered Knightley in the courtyard. And then during the show, he disposed of the body in the well. Think so. You really used the well to move the body.
Ah, I know. Let's get Missile to help us out again. You should be able to track the scent of the body.
Good idea. Let me contact Detective Gumshoe.
Is missiles at the vet.
Yes, sir. Detective Gumshoe here. Detective, I have a favor to ask of you. We would like for you to bring missile to the prison courtyard. You want me to fire the missiles at the prison courtyard? No. Alright, sending, sir. Sounds like you need the help of one of my 7 secret weapons again, huh, sir? The missile belongs to the police department. And also, I would like for you to contact a witness. Please contact Regina Berry of the Berry Big Circus and bring her here. Are you sure you didn't say missiles, sir? Roger that, and I'll bring him over in a flash.
Sir, is there a dying cat next to you? So, what should we do while we wait for Gummy? How about some hide and seek?
What are you talking about, Kay? There's nowhere to hide around here. I don't think that is the issue. Kay, during times like this, isn't it your turn to shine?
Oh, that! You want me to recreate the crime scene?
Oh, wow, I forgot that this was a thing that existed.
Well, in the last session, you were like, "Hell, they haven't done that yet."
Yeah, I know. Huh. How do you do that?
See for yourself the great thief's secret weapon, a little thief.
Whoa, what's that? Starting floating in midair? Yes, what are you doing, Kay?
I'm entering the information needed for the simulation.
Mr. Shields, this little thief is a tool that can recreate a crime scene based on the information it is given.
Should I set it for how this place was like when we came here yesterday?
Yes, I believe they were in the middle of taking down the set. We didn't pay enough attention to the well, so it's possible we may have missed a clue.
Leave it to me. I took a picture of the place too. There, and there. Data entry complete. Now to set the projection to maximum output.
Set it to
Dark
minimum output.
skies
actually.
of evening when no other bird dares take wing. What alone remains all seeing. We're gonna beam this on the fucking International Space Station. Now witness the true power of a real modern day Robin Hood.
See, the rest of them are like magical powers, so you're like, alright, whatever, it's magic. This shit is just technology? What? How the fuck does this work?
I mean, it is like fucking weird that it's able to project this stuff, but at least it doesn't like, you know, they have to like find the discrepancy and then add in the information, right? It doesn't
I don't
show
say it's a bad mechanic. I actually quite like it. It's just fucking insane.
Yeah.
What just happened? Holy shit.
I recreated the courtyard from yesterday based on the information I entered. This was a tool the previous Yatagarasu used. It's a device to run simulations to practice stealing things.
But used in this manner, we can inspect the crime scene as if it was the past.
Oh, but it's still only a recreation based on what information we have. I can't recreate what I don't have information for, and if my information is incorrect, the recreation could come out strange, too.
In that case, since Kay had the photo, there should be no problems. Now, let's begin the investigation.
This really is like the better version of Spirit of Justice's seances. I like this. I like the game. I'm not huge on the seance mechanic. There were multiple times where it got me upset.
The theming behind it is nifty, but it's
I like the theming.
Much better done in this.
I really like that they you know, made basically the entire game is like based off of like Maya Fae Clan lore stuff. I like that extension.
Yes. I think my favorite case that I played of the 3 cases, well, 2.5, was the one that wasn't based on it. I just really like the one with Apollo.
Yeah, that one's good. That one's good. I think you'll really like just the rest of the game. Since there's a recreation, you can examine things just like you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction.
Yes, I know. Poke.
Don't poke my fucking hand, dude.
First, I should start with that well. Well. These were used for audience seating during the show.
Holding up all these chairs must have been a chore.
Is that so?
Oh, this is, we read this, I think. Don't tell me you never tidied up folding chairs before.
I've delegated the task to others in the past.
Mr. Edgeworth, you should try doing some manual labor once in a while.
I'll look into it. Let's examine the area around the well. It holds the key to this case. This is a metal weight. It weighs... It's hard to see in the recreation. Kay, do you remember? It literally says 15 kilograms, 33 pounds, you fucking idiot.
I think it was 33 pounds. It was probably harder to read. Well,
Yes,
you know, it would have been the same fucking numbers in Japanese, obviously. Maybe the kg lb were, like, hard to read.
I guess.
I wonder what such a heavy thing was used for.
Doesn't seem to be directly related to the circus. It's a sturdy hemp rope.
It looks like the rope they used for tug-of-wars.
I'm not going to play tug-of-war with you.
I didn't even say anything yet.
There's a metal stake attached to the end of the rope.
Ah, you use these to pin down the tent when you go camping.
It doesn't seem like they need that for the performance. I wonder what it was used for. Cell helping Rachel set up tent.
I was thinking that, yeah.
There's some pulleys here. Alright, grab the stakes. I'm a vegetarian. There appear to be the pulleys that we used back to lift the bucket from the well. Keep punching my mic. The well was behind the stage. That means only a few people would have access to dump the body in the well during the performance. This isn't looking good for Mr. Keys.
These things around the well, what were they used for? They don't seem to be related to the animal show.
I agree. We can ask Miss Berry about it later.
It's wild how when you say Berry, like the thoughts that go in my head are very different depending on the context of if we're in Ace Attorney or if we're in campaign.
Yeah, Berry here is like, ugh. Berry there is like,
yeah.
This pond is where Warden Roland keeps her pet alligator.
I guess those fish bones are the remains of her last meal.
I don't think an alligator would leave such clean bones. They'd be snapped and destroyed.
But she had a very refined looking face.
It's a fucking alligator.
An alligator.
I couldn't tell at all.
That's because I'm a girl who's good with faces.
Why don't I feel the least bit jealous?
The elephant gonna like attack them again.
This crate. No, there are tires attached to it, so I guess it's the cart.
Just once I'd like to ride one of these bad boys down a hill. Ah, or maybe one of those office chairs with wheels.
Oh, yeah,
Doesn't that sound like
conversation.
one?
Where you're like, she's right though.
Well, she is.
What was the elephant's name again?
She's Astique the Asian elephant.
No, that's right. It's easy name to remember. Maybe they couldn't think of a good name, so they gave her a name that's easy to remember.
Mr. Edgeworth, what a terrible thing to say about poor Astique. Now, Hilbert.
That's all the information we can gather for now. The detective should be here soon, too. Okay, go ahead and shut down Little Thief.
Alright, returning the area to normal.
Boy, that was underused.
This is to remind the players that we didn't forget.
Of course. Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. He's like carrying Regina under his armpit. He's like running forward.
Hey, speak of the gummy.
Detective Gumshoe, that was quick.
That's not the first time I've heard that, sir.
I couldn't keep you waiting too long, sir.
Thanks for coming along too, Regina.
No problem. It's all like fun, so I skipped practice to come here.
We're gonna lose all our business.
Thank you for your cooperation. But I thought you had Max Galactica. Isn't he helping? He's in jail. Forever.
Yeah.
First detective, let's have some missile training. No problem, sir. Hey, missile. Over here, pal. Hey, who's eating you, pal? I said over here. What's the matter? It looks like he's scared of something, sir. Alligator. Guess he's scared of the alligator, sir. Good grief. Looks like Missa won't be of much help to us. So, what should we do, Miles? Maybe we can ask Miss Berry for help.
What is it? Is there something I can do?
Yeah, you kill the alligator.
You want me to teach Allie a trick?
I say this a lot.
Actually, she probably could. No, I just need you to tell me about the conditions of the courtyard during the show.
Looks like it's my time to shine again.
Yes, if you please. What the fuck was the point of taking it?
Well, now it's back to during the show. Alright, that should do it. I'm starting up the recreation now.
Wow, it's like Max Galactica's magic.
If they were going to reference him, this would be the time they would do it.
Yeah. Recreation complete. This time you can see how the courtyard was during the animal show.
It should be around the time the body was dropped down the well.
How cool, it's just like magic.
Just following the body line. It's not magic. I just recreate the scene based on the information you gave us. See? Look over there.
The backstage area is missing.
Well, Regina didn't help with the preparation, so she doesn't really know how it was set up.
I get it. Can't recreate what you don't have the info for, huh? You can just create the shadowy outline of what was back there.
You know, do you think that, like, do you think that the original Japanese version references Max Galactica, but the fan translators were like, cut that shit out?
I could see it. Fan translators tend not to. They tend to be very literal with their translations. Except when they're doing stupid bullshit like Oppa Raincoat style. Which I could fully see just actually being in the fucking game. I don't remember if... I think we looked it up. And...
We looked it up. It was too early.
Yeah.
It's alright, it's because Simon took care of everything.
Don't worry yourself none, Regina Pie. Miles is the one at fault here. Why me?
Mr. Edgeworth, I've recreated the show in progress. But I can also change it to how it was earlier when it was being taken down.
I see, so we can examine the courtyard during the show and after the show. You can really switch between the two different states. To change the recreation, select Little Thief on the bottom screen.
Oh, that's cool.
Now let's begin the investigation. I think we were able to do that once or twice over the course of the game.
I don't know if we could.
Yep.
Yep. Do you still remember how the Little Thief works?
Yes, I can basically examine its recreation like I normally do in my investigations.
Yes, if something catches your eye, please examine it to your heart's content. Oh, but if there's an error with the info, the recreation could come out a bit strange, alright? If you find anything strange, please present some evidence. Like your badge.
I'm still not used to the new feature of the Little Thief.
No, yes, it is new. Using the latest feature, we can recreate the same spot at different times. By the way, we can currently recreate the during the show from 2 days ago and the after the show from yesterday.
When I want to investigate a different scene, I'll ask her to change recreation.
So you probably need to get some logic from this one and then swap it back over.
How's my logic currently looking? Cool.
Currently, I don't think any connect, really.
The weights for clubbing the elephant.
Oh.
As you can see, he's totally scared, sir. I wanted him to track a scent, but it looks like that won't be possible.
You come here often, Regina? Oh, player.
Yeah, I have many friends here. I love this place. New friends, old friends, everyone's a friend here. And even a bear. Yesterday, Mrs. Ward introduced me to a new friend, Little Allie.
The alligator who lurks in the pond in the courtyard.
That pond. If you get too close, it feels like you'll get gulped.
I don't think Little Allie would do such a thing.
I am always saying that.
Her stomach wasn't feeling very well yesterday. I'm worried. Aren't you all worried too? right?
Yes, of course. We're all worried, right, Mr. Edward?
I'm trying to get into this. At this point in time, we still don't have enough information about this area.
That's right, Mr. Edgeworth. Please steal some information.
I don't steal information. I obtain it through my investigation and logic.
I'd prefer to act first before thinking.
You may act before thinking as long as you don't interfere with the investigation. I wouldn't want to arrest you.
A love story between an elephant and a tiger. I really wanted to see that. I also wanted to see Simon in action.
Simon's really amazing, especially the part where he gets blown away.
Blown away, huh? That's the scene in question.
At that point, the suspect, in the role of the villain, is blown away by the heroine's burning love and makes his exit. After being blown away, the suspect disappeared from the stage.
You're saying the crime was committed during that time? Do you know how long he was gone from the stage?
Let me think. About 15 minutes or so.
Just as Judge Courtney said. Isn't it dangerous to be blown away by an elephant?
It's alright. Steek's very gentle.
That's not who we're worried about here.
In the first few practices, he was having trouble getting blown away. And all of a sudden, he was able to get sent flying by beautifully. He might be using some sort of device, but it's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, the weight
Device.
and shit.
Do you know anything about it?
I have no idea. Simon hit it all by himself.
So you could probably combine that with, like, the tools or, like, the weight or something.
Gotcha.
Oh, God.
Please don't actually... Oh... No... That's a bad one to re-click on.
Yep.
These chairs are lined up in an orderly fashion. I guess there were a few empty seats during the performance.
This intimate atmosphere and the closeness between the stage and the audience.
It's only something you could get out of being a prisoner. Dude, fucking perks.
It reminds me of the karaoke tournament I entered when I was a kid.
Karaoke tournament.
I was the runner-up. I sang Opal Raincoat style. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all seeing. Now listen to the song of a real modern-day Robin Hood.
Don't tell me you actually sang that song.
Of course the song rocks!
I'm surprised she actually made it to finals. Did she steal second place? No, if she didn't steal first place, she must have gotten there fair and square. Great thief's secret weapon. I see. But isn't this bad? Using a thief's tool to aid in the investigation. Don't make such a scary face. It's alright, Uncle Ray's lips are sealed. It's for the truth, right? The evidence may very well already have been destroyed. In order to recreate the crime scene, we need her help. Why so serious?
What are you, the Joker?
At times like this, a simple smile will suffice.
Yes, very much. Thank you.
I'm like if the Joker was real.
This pond is where Warden Roland keeps her pet alligator.
I guess those fish bones are the blah 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 blah.
Blah 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 blah.
But she had a blah 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 looking face.
How can it add at all?
That's because that girl was good with the laces.
I'm a bit jealous.
We went into the Simglish world for a sec.
It's the cage of the Asian elephant Astique. The elephant is performing on stage right now, so the cage is empty.
I wonder how Mystique entered the courtyard.
What do you mean by how?
The entrance here is human-sized. And this fence is electrified. I don't think an elephant would enter from there.
They could just turn off the electricity.
If they did that, all the inmates would escape.
I doubt anyone would escape while an elephant was entering.
I wonder how she came in. This requires some thought.
She seems to be enjoying her little brain teaser. I should just let her be. One thing I've noticed, if it's not highlighted in yellow, it's probably not new. So even if I examine this fence, it'll probably be the old dialogue.
Oh, yeah.
Take the warden's office. Yep.
More ammo.
Let them just turn this place into a zoo already. I'm pretty sure we saw that dialogue.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, this crate was empty in the recreation earlier.
That's right. It was also empty in the picture I took.
I'm sorry, that information's wrong.
What do you mean?
This crate contained the Steak's food. On the morning of the day of the show, all the apples are gone. I totally forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Missing apples, huh? I should make a note of it.
Check your logic. Probably the weight. If not the weight, the tools, but...
Pulleys, metal weights, and ropes.
I mean, I feel like it would need both, which is weird. But...
Yeah, but like the weight by itself, it would be like all this shit. It'd be like the pulley and the weights and all that nonsense. Mr. Keys used a device for his stunt. Meanwhile, the fact that he noticed the weight being separate, that's probably for something else that someone else used it for. Maybe the tools around the well are connected to this. Okay, I'd like to recheck the tools lying around the well yesterday. Can you change the recreation to the after the show scene?
Roger. It looks like she pulled out a gun for a second.
Bye, Gummy.
The tools lying around the well. Could they have been a part of his device?
It seems very likely. I wonder if it's possible to recreate the device.
If you ask Mr. Keys, he should be able to tell you how the device was put together.
Alright, I'll go ask him. Why couldn't we have just done that? Anyways. Mr. Edgeworth, I asked him about it.
And did you find out how the device works?
No, he just cried. He used a rope to hang some weights on the well's pulley. The weights were suspended inside the well. Then he ran the rope through 2 more pulleys and tied the end of the rope to his own body.
So use the forces of the falling weights to send him flying.
This is an OSHA hazard. Mr. Edgeworth.
He like looks at the rest of the show's cast. It's like, yes, yes it is. I'm pretty sure living near Max Galactica is an OSHA hazard.
Yeah.
Let's just stop the weights from falling on their own.
In order to prevent that from happening, he used a stopper.
Sperry didn't know anything about that well. That means Mr. Keys removed the stopper by himself?
Correct. That's why a second rope was needed. This rope was attached to the stopper, and when it was pulled from the stage... What if some trickster replaced the weight with the body? He's so stupid, but I can see it happening.
Yeah. The stopper would be removed, and the weights would drop down the well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think 33 pounds falling down a well could lift a person up a fucking 8.
I'm willing to bet
stage.
that Simon is very lightweight.
Is he like
definitely
16
gonna steal
pounds?
this idea. I mean, I think if a 33-pound weight, like, dropped down a whole-ass well and was tied to you, you'd feel it pretty strong. It wouldn't send you flying. You would fucking feel that shit, though.
If you like you jumped at the same time, it might pull you a couple extra
Yeah.
inches into the air. Not like that much. Maybe
But,
I'm
like-
looking at myself weighing like 190 with 200, something like that. I don't fucking know an amount.
I think it'd be more force than you'd expect.
I'm
definitely gonna steal this idea. The Yatagarasu won't lose to something like this.
Don't waste your time. Circus acts require extensive training. Even if you steal the device, it won't do you any good.
Then I'll train as well.
Before you start training, could you first update the recreation?
Oh yeah, you wanted me to recreate the device that was used in the performance. First, let's return to the during the show scene. Next, I'll input the information of the device on the well. Now we can recreate the device Simon made. like they don't just outline the stuff they don't know. That's just what it looked like in the after.
So this is the device that Mr. Keys used. I feel like this game would be more interesting to speedrun than, like, the base Ace Attorney games.
Yeah, for sure.
Not to say
Simon
that
sure
any
is
of them
gutsier
would
than
be
he looks.
that interesting. It's just fucking clicking text.
Using the following weights is the force to launch himself during his performance.
Indeed, he would have to drop enough weights to exceed his own body weight
Oh,
in
okay.
order to prove the strength he needed to pull him off the stage. Simon must have
Simon must have practiced a lot for this.
I thought that was an Edgeworth line.
He said K. Do we have info on his, like, weight in the, profiles?
Probably not. Just his age. Just 24.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, he looks kind of skinny-ish.
Yeah. It might be something in our logic. Oh, we can examine this. Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Oh. Why didn't it say that last time? It's weird. Whatever. Yeah, then I guess check the logic.
Check the stage again.
No, please.
Strength of missing apples?
Ah, the weight of the missing apples basket. Okay, fair enough. No.
Nope.
Pieces don't fit together quite right.
I mean, it's definitely... I mean, it could be
The
elephant,
elephant.
but that would be crazy, because the elephant was on the stage. Oh, each one weighs 33 pounds.
Oh, there's multiple. Okay. So you need like 5-ish.
Yeah. Maybe less. Depends. Huh? Isn't this strange?
What's wrong, pal? Haven't you noticed, Detective? What's strange about the weight is the number of weights.
Wait, hold on. Oh, we can't check it. Shoot.
Because there's only one of them. What's strange is the number of weights. In other words, it's not heavy enough. Yes. So I was right that that was weird.
I guess that he's not small and tiny like I thought he was.
He's
He
not
just has
20
that
pounds.
Okay, but like straight up, if you're like a short king, if you're like 5'4", 5'5", 5'6" ass, and you're like a little underweight, 33 pounds would be enough to, like, if you jump to pull you off stage. Going down a whole ass well.
But it's not just that it pulled him off stage. He had to go up the stage to
He had
the
to go
cliff.
up? I thought he just had to go backwards.
No, he had to go up. He had to go up a sheer wall and then back.
I don't
off the
remember
stage.
that, but
That was shown off in the the
I mean, I
scene.
saw him going through it, but it looked like he just went backwards.
Can I see?
No.
No, I can't. But yeah, no. He had to go up. You're right, sir. But where did the rest of the weights disappear to? So it's time to use my 7 secret weapons, sir. If necessary, I'll let the detective know. The metal detector would be quite nice in this case. The alligator was feeling sick. What if she tossed the weights to the alligator and made the alligator eat them?
Maybe.
You got that look on your face like you want to use my secret weapons, sir. Missiles are in the mood, but I've got my fishing rod ready to go. Would you prefer the metal detector?
No, I want to fish, dude.
I've never seen the detective's eyes sparkle like that. Need be, I'll let you know. For now, just stand by.
Alright, so logic that shit. And yeah, not heavy enough.
Detective Gumshoe, it's time for your secret weapon. Yes, sir! I was hoping for the metal detector. I don't get many chances to use this one.
You gotta make your chances to fish, you know?
Before we begin the search, let me go over to how to use the metal detector, sir. This metal detector uses sound. And this meter. Holy shit, the meter. So you know how close you are to a metal object. And to get closer to a metal object, the metal detector will have a bigger reaction, like this. When you get the biggest reaction, give me the order to examine the spot, sir. Let's see what we got. It's just a metal fence. That's basically how you search for metal objects. Give me the instructions on where you want me to search, sir. Alright, let's not alley. They're getting close, sir. Should be something metal nearby. Here, sir. Looks like there's something here. I don't see anything that could be metallic. What could be causing the reaction? Maybe there are iron fillings around here. Iron fillings, like the one you collect with a magnet. Yes, sir. Guess they're mixed into the sand here. If we're gonna pull them out, we'll need secret weapon number 6. Or was it 7? It's a shovel. Can you even keep that much straight? Yeah, it's just a regular magnet I bought at the hardware store. A little near the ground, and presto! Pick them all up, sir. Well, this is really... well, what do you know? Finding simple joy in simple tasks. What a simpleton.
Damn.
Let's check somewhere else.
I think there was. I mean, I think we should check by the pond actually, because it seemed like it reacted a bit more, right?
No, there you go. Yeah, there's a reaction here too, sir. Let's check it out. Huh? Yeah, I had a feeling. I found these in the clumps of grass here, sir. Oh, well, never mind. These are the weights used for that hoisting device. The hoisting. Were they intentionally hidden? There's 4 of them in all, sir. I was right. You did need 5. He looked about like that much.
That many weights would be enough to lift Simon.
So the other weights that were used in the device were hidden. So he still is a short king. He weighs under 160 pounds.
I mean, that doesn't mean he's short. It's just like, you know,
Yeah,
whether he's
that's fair.
underweight or not, right?
I think people in Japan tend to weigh less. Like, the overall weight of people is less.
I mean, I weigh
But
like...
this is Japanifornia.
I think I weigh like 130.
That is fair. Why were they hidden over here, though? See? I'm really earning my keep today, aren't I, sir? Hey!
Ah, the alligator.
That scared me, pal. Huh? What's the matter, detective? Looks like the metal detector's reacting to the alligator.
Really? Why?
Are you sure it isn't still just reacting to the weights? It's a different reaction, sir, and it's definitely coming from the alligator. It's gone.
Looks like it's scared of us.
I don't think so, Kay.
Huh?
If anything, I think Allie looks a little under the weather.
Oh no!
Allie, I suppose that was what Warden Roland called it.
She didn't eat any of the food that the warden gave her yesterday. I think she might have eaten something bad.
So I guess the metal detector could be reacting to whatever the alligator ate.
Oh, maybe she ate one of the weights.
I doubt that even an alligator can ingest a 33-pound weight. But maybe like the murder weapon, maybe? But what could the metal detector be reacting to? And regardless, why were the weights hidden? Maybe we should take another look at the device on the well. Okay, I'd like you to recreate the after the show scene again.
Alright, leave it to me.
I've like barely touched the after the show scene.
I think it's gonna be something by the well, right? Didn't you just say that?
Yeah. Da-da-da-da. Bum 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 bum. I think there actually was a version of that with the Ace Attorney characters, or was specifically with the investigations characters.
Say the line, Bard.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook, well, and cranny. The well was behind the stage. That means only a few people would have access to dump the body in the well during the performance. Well, that was Ray. Whatever. This isn't looking good for Mr. Keys. Alright, what do I got to deduce with? Wait, did that say... I thought it said that was a bite mark. Yes. I've been wondering what this rope's been used for. This piece of evidence shows the contradiction with the crime scene. Could you be more precise?
Be more precise about where the contradiction is.
I'd also like to hear your explanation in more detail, sir. Oh, around here somewhere. Please be more specific, sir. This device. Could just be me, but it feels like something is missing.
Go up. Press Y. Bottom, middle. Maybe you do it. Oh, examine that.
This pulley was used to lift the bucket from the well. The bucket can't be found.
I mean, maybe now it's the rope.
You think they'd really do that?
Maybe.
No.
No. Like, they say something's missing. Can you check what the device is in, like, our evidence? Like, what it's described as?
The what device? Oh, his thing.
Yeah. Use 3 points, 2 ropes. Maybe they want you to deduce with the device, so it'd be like, huh, there's a rope missing. What is it? The rope. Or maybe you deduce on the pulleys down there, because those don't have a rope with them. To the left.
There's some pulleys here. They don't appear to be the pulley that was used to lift the bucket from the well.
Alright, maybe you should check your logic. Is it really as simple as she ate them?
No. She didn't eat every single one of the apples.
Try it.
No. Come on. Come on.
I don't know what else they're gonna be.
There's
I mean,
no
obviously.
way. Are you fucking kidding me? The apples in the crate were probably eaten by a snake. All of them?
But it's strange. I remember leaving the crate out of reach for Astique's nose.
Are you certain?
Yeah, crate was still full of apples on the night before the show.
Then the cart was moved to where her nose could reach it. With that many apples, it could not have been moved by the wind. Most likely, the crate was moved by a person. Are you fucking kidding me? Prior to the show, the cart's position was already changed and the apples were all eaten. These appear to be the correct Dude. Alright, I'm curious. How many apples can an elephant eat in a sitting?
I mean, if it had it, like, for hours.
Elephants eat between 149 and 169 kilograms of vegetation a day. 16 to 18 hours, or nearly 80% of an elephant's day is spent feeding.
Okay, I think it could have eaten them.
330 to 375 pounds. How much does an apple weigh?
For us.
I'm just curious.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
How much does an apple weigh?
0.33 pounds.
Yeah, I think it could have eaten them.
Calculator. 0.33 times 300 and what was that number? 330 pounds. At the lightest. No, wait.
You want to divide?
Yeah. 330 divided by 0.33. About 1,000 apples.
There's a reason that most of the megafauna died out.
Jesus Christ! Just sitting there, just munching apples. Ate every single one. This appears to be the correct information. Please update the simulation parameters, Kay.
Alright, I'll use the new info to recreate the scene.
God, I guess I should have realized that elephants eat a lot, but like, fuck. How are they still alive?
First, let's return to during the show scene.
That is a shit ton of food.
Using the info we got from Regina, recreate the scene with the cart in its actual place. Recreation complete.
Cool. No wonder I thought it smelled like animals. It contained the elephant's food.
So this is filled with the Steak's apples.
That's right, and the day before the show is full of apples.
And in the morning, they were all gone.
Oh, did you think of something?
You could say that.
Share with the rest of the fucking class, dude. I bet we have to get something from the after the show well that we still haven't found, and then we combine those.
Probably.
But I don't know what the fucking things are.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to recreate the after the show scene yesterday. The after the show scene from yesterday has been recreated.
I guess I could just inspect all of this. There's probably some stuff I haven't seen. Okay, never mind. Okay. One piece of rope. It seems that there is a contradiction with this device.
But we tried that. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe you have to deduce with the... I think you straight up have to deduce with the device, not with the rope, and then they're gonna be like, where could the rope have gone?
Fuck this game. This recreation of the device we saw earlier, there's a major discrepancy. One of the ropes is missing.
You're right.
Without it, the device won't work.
I wonder what happened to it.
Gumshoe's like, it was on the crime scene, you fucking idiots. Gumshoe. Where did the missing rope disappear to? It's possible that we hold the piece of evidence that shows where the rope went.
Eh? What? No, that's fucking
Which piece
stupid.
of evidence shows where the missing rope went, you fucking bastards? The rope we found with the dead body!
Could it be?
Could it be? Yes, it could be the other piece of rope that was used here.
Then does that mean...
This rope was attached to the weight. However, the weight was not one of the metal weights. These weights were hidden in the grass and replaced with something else.
If they were replaced, then what was used? I fucking called it! I actually called it? Let's go?
What was tied to the rope we found in the workroom? If we can recall that, then the answer should be clear. The weight that was dropped in place of the weights that Mr. Keys had prepared was... Here we go.
Holly.
I think you select the crime scene, and then it's like, it's the body, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yo, let's
Drop
go!
down the well.
I'm giga-brained.
Was none other than Knightley's dead body.
And Mr. Knightley's body was used as the weight?
Yes, the weights were replaced with Knightley's body. You're the one who killed him. Yes, you caught me. I'm the one who killed him. Why'd you do it? Because I lost the weights, and the alligator ate one of them. So, you killed someone. Yes, I killed someone to have a weight, okay? Jesus. Fucking Christ. God, I can do whatever I want. Fuck you. No, I'm sure there's more to it. Mr. Keys used the device to launch himself off the stage. And also see, like, yeah, he had to go up the stage.
I do see that now, yeah.
When the rope that was used to tie him was undone and let go. I like how it's still the knight symbol. Both the body and the rope dropped down the well. The rope wasn't used to tie up Knightley. It was used to suspend him inside the well. That also explains why the other weights were hidden.
Ah, so that no one would find out that the weights were replaced with the body.
Yes. The killer was the one who hid those weights. But Miles was a Knightley boy stabbed in the neck with a murder weapon. He was suspended in the well, and there'd be blood at the bottom of the well. The killer was also aware of that. That's why he used this item. The cloth.
The cloth.
Something to catch him. The sheets we found near the body. It was used to wrap up the body. I see. Looks like all the pieces are starting to come together, huh?
But this means that the body definitely came from the well. If that's the case, wouldn't that mean Simon is the killer?
No, that's not necessarily the case.
But yesterday Judge Courtney said, you know, that very smart, trustworthy woman?
If Mr. Keyes was the killer, would he have needed to set up such an elaborate device?
I guess you have a point.
Mr. Keyes was only responsible for dropping the body during the show. In other words, it doesn't matter where the real killer was or what they were doing during the show. Until now, yes, placed the doubt on the people who did not watch the animal show.
It's true. We also suspected Mr. Dogen.
The killer's true intent was to make us think that the murder occurred during the show. In other words, they used the device in the well to recreate a fake alibi. Miss Berry, do you know where this device in the well was set up? Let me think. Day before the show? I think it was at night. I started preparing at 9 p.m. He finished around midnight. The killer replaced the weights with the dead body afterwards.
The apple cart? What the fuck?
Did Dogen know about this device? No, even if he knew about this device, it wouldn't have been possible for him to use it. Can't teach a dog to suspend a body in a well.
I love that idiom.
In other words, Dogen's not the killer.
I mean, the apples disappeared overnight.
Yeah. And since they disappeared overnight, the apples were what was suspending the weight. And then the elephant ate all the apples. The elephant was the murderer. Book 'em, boys. His car was moved the night before the show. The body was also switched the night before the show.
I don't think it was just a coincidence.
Keeping that in mind, the question now becomes, why was the cart moved? The cart used to be in front of that door. I can think of one reason why.
Somebody opened that door. Alright, let's hurry up and... The door's locked. Let's ask the guard. Hey, Mr. Guard.
Oh, hi, I just happened to be here. Yeah, what is it?
What is it, meow?
That was fast. You there, where's the key to this door?
The warden's in charge of it. I'll get it from her right away, meow.
Right, meow.
The
That
warden is
Lewin
in
would
charge
be
of the
proud.
keys here. Without the warden's permission, this door can't be opened.
I wrote a Lewin scene today, and there's some grade A puns in it. Thank you very much. Meow. What the fuck am I looking at?
This is a circuit board. A circuit breaker. It's a circuit breaker panel. This must be the breaker room.
On the night before the show, somebody came into this room. I wonder why they would come here.
I'm glad that it's not a full-ass room and it's literally just a circuit breaker. I don't think anyone would confuse the breaker room with the breaker room. Breaker door with the breaker. What was that line, Edgeworth?
He doesn't think anyone would confuse the breaker room with the break room.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
It was definitely to operate the circuit breakers.
So someone came here to shut off the power to something.
Was there anything that had its power shut off? What could have had its power shut off by the breaker? Well...
The doors? Maybe security gate?
This has been powered off. It would have caused a huge problem.
A huge problem? I don't see any problems.
Cast aside your preconceptions. Try thinking with an open mind. In doing so, you will see an answer that exceeds your wildest imaginations.
I'm not seeing anything. At all.
Seems I was mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's the doors.
Okay. Same difference. But yeah, actually quite different.
The same type of thing. Okay, we're both dumb.
Nice. Kay's just fucking stink-eyeing us. Like, Edgeworth, you bitch. Security footage.
Like the cameras?
Yes.
Maybe it's one of those where it's like, they want you to present the bracelet to talk about the doors. What if it wasn't broken? What if the doors were off?
No, it's still broken. That's been proven several times. There we go. Security camera footage had a 3-hour time gap.
Ah, I see.
I guess it did.
The circuit breaker for the security camera was tripped.
It's highly possible.
Was this the killer's handiwork?
With the camera down, it'd be easier to move about. The killer would have had a major disadvantage. Or a major advantage.
Major advantage. I knew it!
They would have had a major disadvantage. They like to be on camera.
I did it.
That's the case. The killer was the person who tripped the breaker. The person in charge of the key to the breaker room is... It couldn't be. Or they could have been an accomplice.
And she's gonna walk up to them. Deactivating the recreation. Boop.
Come on, the game's not that predictable. Please give me my health back. Thank you.
What was I saying?
No,
Oh,
okay.
no. Look at that.
Not
We gotta
yet.
prove it to her first.
I'm first to the scene as always.
That's a bold thing to say when you walk into a room with 8 other people.
I'm the first person to class as always. Every other person in class is there. You're 20 minutes late. I went to the bathroom first. How'd you get here before me?
Greetings, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I see you have arrived early.
Or maybe it is you who are late, Judge Courtney.
I have many matters which require my attention. I have no time to waste. Unlike a certain prosecutor who was taken off the case. Oh, my apologies. I had forgotten that you were assisting the defense attorney.
Insisting can never be the best. You fall like the rest. You just say whatever you like, don't you?
Let us begin our examination of the courtyard, Sebastian.
Alright, I'll call the men over. That'll be unnecessary. We already did it, you slackers. What? We have already finished the investigation of the courtyard. You've been bested. Bested? Me? Judge Courtney. Your reasoning from yesterday. Watch me shatter it to pieces.
I would advise you to choose your words more carefully. Have you forgotten that the fate of your badge rests in my hands?
I have had enough of such coercion. Can't you think of some other way to threaten me that does not involve my badge?
Despite my repeated warnings, you show no signs of reflection. It seems I must remind you once more. The Prosecutorial Investigation Committee can't leave someone such as yourself unchecked.
Neither the fate of my badge nor the actions of the committee will impede my progress. Proving Mr. Keyes' innocence, that is all that concerns me.
Your words are like those of a defense attorney. If you are willing to go that far, then I will show no leniency. In the name of the goddess of law, I shall turn your words against you. And at that moment, you will forfeit the title of prosecutor. You shall regret this. You could take away my badge any day. I shared my reasoning with you the day before. Since Mr. Albert did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel, it could only have been dropped down the well during the show. The only one who could have performed such an act is the suspect.
Okay.
What?
How
Naturally,
do we tell her?
you have evidence to support your reasoning? Of course she does. Who do you think she is?
Earlier, I received the official autopsy reports.
Babysitting that kid must be difficult.
The time of death was the night before the body was discovered. In other words, the day before the show. The cause of death remains unchanged, a stab wound 4 inches deep.
Any day she could give me a stab wound 4 inches deep.
Simon Keyes.
Simon Keyes, we'll talk. Simon Keyes was not present on the stage for a period of 15 minutes. There was sufficient time for him to drop the body down the well.
She has not investigated the courtyard yet. That means...
She doesn't know.
It seems that there is a hole in your argument.
A 4-inch knife-shaped one. You seem quite confident. Can you present evidence to support your claim? Probably not, even though you were just here investigating this place I haven't investigated. Oh, fuck.
I just realized now that the Ace Attorney / investigation games, especially the investigation games, it's like a fucking pop quiz after you do your homework and your studying.
Yeah, well, that's what they do for the. Generally it's like you have to prove it to the other person that also wants to solve the crime with the things that the game already told you, and then the murderer shows up, and then you actually have to use their words against them.
Yeah.
It's a, you know.
It's a neat
It's kind of the rhythm. Yep.
So Mr. Albert did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel. It could only have been dropped down the well during the show. Well, actually...
I mean, it was. So that's not wrong.
Now this is where we have a problem.
I think
it was actually the elephant.
What? This isn't fucking like the DLC case for 6 or 5 or whatever.
Judge Courtney has not thoroughly examined the courtyard like we have. So there's a bit of a gap in her argument, right? And a gap in her teeth.
No.
I should review the evidence we obtained in the courtyard.
My dentistry is not your concern. That said, I can floss with a rope.
There's no one else who could have committed the murder?
I heard that Miss Berry was present on stage at all times. A great number of the prisoners were also watching the show. Even the prisoners who did not see it have sufficient alibis.
How about the guards?
Along with the warden, nearly everyone was watching the show. Everyone except for that one guard that meows a lot. That guy's weird.
Damn it, he caught me. There must have been a chance for even one of them to approach the well. The meowing guard was probably the one who was knocked the fuck out.
During the show, none of the guards left their posts. Meow, oh fuck, I'm doing it. That much is certain. They all testified as such.
Ugh, she's left no room for oversight.
Do you finally admit that only Simon Keyes could have been the criminal?
Judge Courtney has not thoroughly examined the courtyard like we have.
Are you saying that to my face, dude?
There's a bit of a gap in our argument, right? Let's review the evidence we obtained in the courtyard.
I don't know, just present the device to this, I guess. I don't know exactly what they want here. Because, like, obviously we know why she's wrong, but none of these statements are incorrect.
Yeah.
Because that's true. Like...
Yes.
You might have to get her to add something to her fucking testimony.
Couldn't it be possible that Albert just failed to notice the body? No, come on, Edward.
Miss Assistant's assistant, did you also enter the hole? Huh? How'd you know? I noticed that there was some mud stuck on your lovely hair ornament yesterday. That's amazing! Your powers of observation would even put a great thief to shame. In the name of the goddess of law, answer me truthfully. If there were a dead body in that tunnel, would it have escaped your notice? Well, the thing is, yeah, I think I would have noticed something like that. Do you understand now? Mr. Albert did not see the body.
The body was dropped down the well during the show. I'd like to hear your reasoning for this.
The day before the show, Mr. Albert lent the key to Mr. Knightley.
The key to Knightley's cell, huh?
Mr. Knightley escaped from his cell with the key and entered the cage Mr. Keyes had prepared. Mr. Keyes then moved the cage to the courtyard and proceeded to murder Mr. Knightley. The next day when Mr. Albert passed through the tunnel, he did not come across the body. Please wait a minute. That doesn't seem right at all. Wasn't there a sweet smell in the tunnel? Mr. Knightley must have passed through it. Mr. Knightley passed through the tunnel after Mr. Albert did. Mr. Albert passed through the tunnel at the start of the show. However, the body wasn't found until the end of the show.
Which is why you believe that the body was dropped during the show.
Yes, and there was only one person who could have carried out this act. I guess you just gotta present the device here.
Yeah. Unfortunately for you, Judge Courtney, your argument doesn't hold any water, just like the well. Ow. There was a device set here around the well.
What is this device of which you speak?
Are you aware of the stunt in which Mr. Keyes is blown away by the elephant during the show?
I have heard of it. It would have been right before he exits the stage. It was right behind him, right? He didn't have to go up?
He tied... Actually, he had to go up. What?
What?
He tied one end
Overruled.
of the length of the rope to himself and the other end to the set of the weights. He was able to perform the stunt by dropping these weights down the well.
Would he have spent the whole place suspended up in the air?
That's why he had a stopper attached to the weighted end. The stopper was removed by pulling another rope. Around the well, we found evidence that the weights were switched with the victim's body. This was done by the real killer in order to shift suspicion away from them.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Judging from the time of death, the murderer was carried out in the early morning of the show. The true criminal had until the time the show started to set up the device.
But did Simon Keyes make that thing? And since he was also the one who used it, he is the best suspect. Don't you agree?
No. Mr. Keyes were not the murderer, or were the murderer, he would not have needed to do that. Miss Berry?
Yeah?
Was there anyone else who knew of the device he set up?
Well, let's see. Since we had to get everything about our show approved by the people here at the prison, let's say there were others who knew about it.
And there you have it.
I see. You have indeed performed a thorough investigation. And truly, some genius plan like that, only a very intelligent, sexy girl could have predicted that. Which is why I am even further perplexed. Why do you not use your efforts for justice?
My actions are not just. Who made that decision?
You cannot understand even that, even now. Providing support to a defense attorney despite being a prosecutor. It is quite unnatural. This goes against the rule.
I am merely choosing to do what I think is right at this particular time. I travel down the road I have chosen. Your comprehension does not matter in the least. However, if anyone intends to interfere, I will show them no mercy.
Perhaps this is a calling from the goddess of law. If you intend to rebel against her divine will, I will have no choice but to hand down my verdict. Pay heed to my words. I have one more reason to suspect Simon Keyes of murder. I think that he kinda sucks, and I want him in jail.
His reason for suspicion. He gay. And then, like, argue that?
You see,
Edgeworth,
I
what
am
do
a
you do?
homophobic homosexual.
Have you seen the videos I uploaded of Power from Chainsaw Man being gay?
No,
And just
I
getting,
not.
like, really angry? Oh, it's so fucking funny. I'm not gay. The body
If the
came
body
from the
came from the courtyard, how was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center? Only Simon Keyes could have provided such an opportunity. Because of this fact, I find it most difficult to suspect any other party of this crime. I'm closeted and it's sad. While Simon Keyes was moving supplies for the show, he visited Mr. Knightley's cell. Does that not strike you as odd? Why else would he have brought a large covered cage with him?
Coulter feels
Oh, that does seem pretty suspicious.
this. Mr. Keyes was merely that kind of person. It is entirely possible that he carelessly brought it there.
Yes, I do that all the fucking time. What? If that is possible, then it is also possible that he was assisting in the escape. Am I wrong?
I suppose I must refute her theory with evidence. Yes, Edgeworth, that's your job, yeah.
Do we show the map to be like, could have gone through the warden's office?
Yeah.
Although, it feels early to suspect her, but like, that's how that could have happened, right?
And
Although I guess oh, no, wait.
the circuit
It's
breaker would have
yeah,
turned
the
off
circuit breaker.
the...
It's the circuit breaker.
Yeah, this would have turned off the electric fence.
Yeah, as well as the lights. Yeah. So it is just
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the question is, how do we get there?
I think the only Simon Keyes line. Because
That's the contradiction, yeah.
Yes, I think you present the circuit breaker here. Because he couldn't have done
Because
that,
this
so-
provided an opportunity to get there. Not
Alright,
yet.
well, fuck me.
Judge Courtney, don't you have a problem with that statement just now? Bitch,
Should
no.
I have a problem with it? I have a problem with you.
Exactly, because there's no problem at all. Thank you.
In that case, you should have refrained from speaking in the first place.
I just, you know, I don't think that left a good impression. Are you certain that he was the only person who had the opportunity?
Have you forgotten? This is a prison. Due to the constant supervision, it would be impossible to do anything unusual.
Then wouldn't it be the same for Mr. Keyes?
The warden has shown favor to the Berry Big Circus. Oh fuck, we should imprison her. Ugh. Simon Keyes is a circus member. Miss Berry's apprentice, no less. It
No, she
could
couldn't have done it.
only
She's too
have been
attractive.
him. He was able to move about freely within the facility.
It seems that you forgot to mention that.
The word forget does not exist in my dictionary.
Then it would be prudent for you to add this to your argument. This is... yeah, okay, here we go. Mr. Keyes may have been the only person who could move around freely in the prison, but on the day of the murder, there was a gap in time missing from the surveillance records. During that time, anyone could have done as they pleased. Yes, I do.
It might be the camera and not the circuit breaker. Like, if the camera says on it. I think you can check it before you present.
Because the timestamp's off by 3 hours.
Yeah.
Mr. Keyes wasn't the only one who had the opportunity. Who else could have had the opportunity? The timestamp of the security camera's off by 3 hours. This means that there was a 3-hour gap in time. During that time, anyone could have done it.
If that were the case, then the murderer would have created the gap in time intentionally. It would not have been a simple camera failure. Are you saying that is possible?
Yes, it's possible if you had access to this. In this courtyard, we found the circuit breaker for the security camera. And it was possible to access the breaker room before both before and after the murder. What?
Unfortunately, it appears that you have fallen short of your intentions. Mr. Edgeworth hasn't fallen short of anything. The guy's tall. So, can you explain how the murderer obtained the key to the breaker room?
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was the lock, wasn't it? The warden hangs around to the key, don't she?
The breaker room has great importance, even in a prison. There is no one who would be able to obtain the key so easily.
Precisely. I can think of someone.
What did you say?
This person, the murderer, was able to get the key. He didn't even need to steal it. That can't be anyone like that! Besides, the breaker to the electrified fence is in that room too! Only one person could have done this. I don't want to believe it myself, but I trust my logic's sound. The person who used the key to enter the break room is... You know, if that
Frank
alligator...
saw it.
If that alligator just, like, jumps into the, like, air a little bit and, like, splashes down and splashes water on the electric fence. Just saying. Actually, I'm sure it's probably waterproof. Because it would have to endure rain.
Yeah. Probably.
The murderer is... You, Missile. Warden Roland. Oh my, what an energetic little puppy. That's because this dog is extremely fond of sweets. It seems to detect a sweet scent on you. Oh heavens, no, I'm not even wearing perfume or anything of the sort. What the dog detects is a sweet scent of death.
What the dog doing?
What the dog doing? How poetic. However, does that not imply that I committed a murder? Well, yeah, that's what I think.
I like how it sucks into his hand and then gets slapped onto him.
Yeah. What?
The warden is the murderer? Mr. Edgeworth, are you serious about your statement? I could fix her.
Oh, how amusing. The very thought of a warden committing a murder. I guess she wouldn't mind committing murder considering the fucking prison she runs.
Yeah.
Sounds like something out of a mystery novel.
Precisely. Your reasoning is in contempt.
Contemptible or not, nothing of the sort. I did not want to believe it myself, but based on the evidence, I have no choice but to believe it. This evidence proves that Warden Roland is the murderer.
The circuit breaker.
This proves
Nope.
you're the murderer. Changing my opinion just because of that is so cruel. That doesn't even have anything to do with me. That wasn't it. It's a reaction to the warden reaction earlier. What was the cause of it?
Okay. That doesn't actually... That proves it less than the fucking breaker does, but sure.
Yeah.
So I think it's the sweet scent on the body?
Yes. The smell gave you away. As you can plainly see, someone has taken notice.
This police dog.
He tracked a sweet smell that came from the body. And right now, he's telling us that the same sweet scent is coming from Mrs. Warden Roland. You're a cruel one to accuse me of murder based on something like that. Right, Justine, darling?
I could fix her.
Look at her, she's swamped.
Can I not?
It appears that Judge Courtney has reached the same conclusion as I have.
Mr. Edgeworth, this couldn't have been just a coincidence, could it?
She's trying to deny it! The key to the breaker room with the same set in the body. If it were only one, it could have been seen as such.
It appears we have reached a conclusion. We should now listen to what the warden has to say.
Indeed, until we do, we cannot close this case.
Oh my goodness, everyone with such scary faces.
What if she's like, of course I did it, but I have extraterritorial rights, and then she takes off her mask and it's fucking Alba from.
You're literally in Japanifornia. Get the fuck out of here. So I'm the only one who could have been the murderer. That just cannot be.
She takes off her mask. It's Don Tigre.
Fucking Blue Badger. It's Max Galactica. Barry, why? Oh my god, it's the creep. I guess it makes sense that he's in a prison. I heard all the cases here from Justine, darling. Had I committed the murder, it would have taken place inside the holding cell. But I couldn't have been moved the body. I never went to the prison. I was caught up in my work. Up until the show, I was stuck in my office. Check up on it if you like. You'll find there's no record of me entering the prison. I don't know what reasoning you had, but I can say for sure, I cannot be the killer. This'll bark at you, pal. You've got to be the culprit.
Dog people be like.
Oh heavens, it's not possible. I already told you I never went to the prison. If you think I'm lying, why don't you check the records?
See, I like dogs, but I don't like the dog people are like, if you don't like dogs, you're just a suspicious person.
Well, the thing that really bothers me is when there's like a dog that you don't like, and then the dog is like in turn acting standoffish, which makes you like it less, and then the person that like owns the dog is like, the dog would act nice to you if you acted normal around it, and it's like, yeah, but I don't act normal around it because it makes me uncomfortable. That's like not my problem.
Yeah.
You know? Train your dog.
I like most dogs. I think dogs are pretty cool. She wants us to check the records. She does seem confident. For now, all we can do is listen to her and try and draw out some more information.
I really do hope you understand, Mr. Edgeworth.
What does she want to do to me?
No, it's what I want to do to Miss Justine, darling, over here. And I committed the murder.
Overruled? Wait.
Would have taken place inside the holding cell.
I think we should press a few of these. I don't think we need to, but it would help.
The murder occurred inside the cell. How can you be so certain about that?
Well, everywhere else would be under surveillance, right? And the victim's blood was found there, too.
The blood was actually from where he struck by Albert, but I don't think it's necessary to inform her of that fact. That doesn't mean it's proven, you do know that, right?
But I see no contradictions in assuming the crime scene was at the detention center.
You never went into the prison. Do you have any proof of this?
My, can't you wait for me to finish?
You were in your office the whole time. Nothing strange happened.
Nope, nothing at all.
Were you looking for something?
I'm not too good at tidying up. I always forget where I put everything. The other day, I even lost track of an important piece of evidence.
How could you have made such a grave error?
I run a kangaroo prison. If someone were to take something from me, I wouldn't even notice it the entire year.
I guess it will be hard to attack with the key to the breaker room.
Mm-hmm.
On the day of the incident, I was working in my office and searching for lost items. In other words, I couldn't have gone to the prison, even if I had wanted to. Check up on it if you like. You'll find there's no record of me entering the prison.
Check our evidence. Oh.
You did not enter the prison from the entrance. What if there was another route?
Oh my, you're suggesting something like a secret passage? I don't know if anything like that exists.
It is my firm belief you did possess an alternate route.
That route was neither the entrance nor a secret passage. The route used was here.
Yeah, from the fucking off, like, yeah.
This right here.
Yeah.
The barbed wire fence.
The barbed wire fence.
Oh, that was Justine? I thought that was... Oh, okay.
It said Courtney.
Oh, okay. You would have moved Knightley to your office first. This office leads directly to the garden side of the courtyard. If you had moved through here and past the barbed wire fence, you would have arrived at the prison without passing through the entrance of a tunnel. I wonder what Mr. Edgeworth is saying. Haven't you noticed? There's a high voltage current running through the fence. Yeah, obviously she couldn't have passed through it like that. The current of the fence could be switched off at the breaker room. And you were the only one who had the key, Warden Roland.
Most amusing. However, the breaker room is located on the prison side of the courtyard. How would the warden have accessed it from the detention center?
Oh, quite right. Got you there, Mr. Edgeworth. I was thinking that. I'm like, wait a minute.
If there is no record of her passing through the prison entrance, it would not have been possible for her to turn off the fence's breaker.
But Warden Roland was the one who had access. I'll let this phase you, Miles. But if I don't have a solution for this, she'll get away. Uncle Ray never said don't think, It's just not good to be so stubborn about it, that's all. But no matter how you think about it, Warden Roland couldn't have done this alone.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, if you have failed to come up with a new I am not amused! Interrupting my judgment only to be silent.
Without thinking, I just blurted out objection. I sound like that man right now. I have to answer. I won't let this end here. My reasoning is not over yet.
So, how did she use the breaker without leaving the detention center?
It's perfectly possible. With this method, what made it possible to turn off the breaker? She had an accomplice. It was indeed impossible for one person. But what if there were two? Exactly. Just what I expected from you, Miles. Yes, you had an accomplice on the prison side.
Enough. I am disappointed in you, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
What's that, pal? You're making fun of Mr. Edgeworth?
The inmates at this prison all wear bracelets. If they try and go where they please, they'll set off the alarm. So you've noticed. This is a prison, after all. Not only the prisoners, but the guards, too, are under constant scrutiny, especially the one that meows all the time.
So why didn't anyone notice Elbird?
The only ones allowed to move around freely are the animals. And they certainly could not have used the breaker.
But it's still possible that a person did it.
Excluding the inmates and the guards, just what kind of person would you say it was?
We can't exclude the inmates and the guards at all just yet. There was only one person, one whose movement was not restricted. This evidence shows that there was someone in the prison who could move around freely.
That is, it looks like the bracelet worn by the prisoners.
This belonged to a certain model inmate, and it's broken.
What? Just who on earth does this belong to?
Frank sought the warden's favorite inmate. Look at the fox.
Yay, the sweat and tears.
Don't you think it's strange? He managed to keep this hidden while he moved around freely in his daily prison life. Golly, when you think about it like that, it shouldn't be possible.
Her eyes are so creepy.
Just a little bit. I'd hazard a guess that this was because he was a special case. Just like Sirhan Dogan in the special cell.
The prosecutor's statement is mere conjecture.
Conjecture this. You could find out by simply asking Sot himself. It is my firm belief that Mr. Sot and Warden Roland were partners in crime. Due to their collaboration, another route surfaces. The real route by which Knightley's body was moved to the prison. There were two obstacles that needed to be dealt with. The security camera in front of Knightley's cell, and the electric fence in the courtyard. Both of these problems could have not been solved with a single stroke. By having saw it switch off the breaker in the break room. Or could have been solved in a single stroke. Mr. Etheridge, could you wait one moment? Yes, please. Do you still intend to deny it, Warden Roland? I give in. I confess.
Warden Roland. No, this cannot be.
I trusted you.
Yes, it's just as he says. Frank saw it and I were partners in crime.
No way!
You still here? You did it, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well done, Miles. At last, we have the real culprit cornered. So why isn't the music triumphant?
Because she's about to be like, a different crime.
Like Mr. Edgeworth said, Frankie fucking operated the breaker. But we were not responsible for Knightley's murder.
Dun 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 dun! What? What?
Warden Roland, whatever do you mean?
Oh, it's like how she's just shushing Edgeworth. It's like, shut up.
Let her talk.
Judge Courtney, would the goddess of law hear my confession? It's like, you took me seriously.
The goddess of law is merciful. She will absolve you.
I was being threatened. That's why I had no choice but to do as I was told.
So, who was threatening you? Why is the music sad?
Sir Han Dogan, that assassin!
Dogan.
It's been going on since that man came to the prison.
That man?
No, not that man, that man.
Oh, okay.
I will never forget that day.
The dog. The fox.
We were both alone, he suddenly said to me,
I have many dogs outside the prison.
dogs.
Loyal dogs who obey my every command.
I soon realized that what Dogan referred to were not really dogs, but his human henchmen. And that's not all, he said.
You'd better watch how you treat me. If you don't want you and your family to become dog food, I'll tell them, do it.
I had no choice. I gave him the special cell. I gave him anything he desired.
Anything he desired. You don't mean the supplier.
That's right. Anything he ordered, I would deliver to him. An underground dealership. I was the one who won over Frankie. It was simple. I just offered him special privileges within the prison.
And these underground dealings?
Once a week, in the middle of the night, Frankie would shut off two of the breakers. So I could move from my office to the courtyard without being seen by the security camera. I would go past the fence and drop the goods down the well near the prison. Then I'd sprinkle this perfume over it.
So that's the true identity of the sweet scent.
The scent of perfume was a signal for Dogan's dog. After picking up the scent, it would carry the goods to Dogan. Of course, this had to be away from his cell.
I'm surprised he never found out about it, pal.
We have a strict timetable here at the prison. Meal time, exercise time. It's easy to know where he's away from his cell. And since little Rocky's afraid of Dogan's dog, I didn't have to worry about him making noise.
So having full knowledge of the prison's inner workings, she made the deliveries herself. This would have ensured there'd be no slip-ups.
Frankie would turn the breakers back on in the early morning and the delivery was complete. I then modified the timestamps of the security camera.
You have told us a great deal. The goddess of law accepts your penitent confession.
As the warden of the prison, how could I have done such a foolish thing? The day Knightley was killed was also delivery day. It seems Frankie was working the breakers as usual. But that day I had nothing to send, so I did not go to the courtyard at all.
The secret of the supply system. So then Warden Roland was...
The police have been searching for Dogan's henchmen for ages. I've also been helping them, but I've been interrogating him personally in my office, but no matter how much evidence we have on him, we can't get a single word out of him.
So the reason you kept on interrogating him?
Yes. It was to find his henchmen.
I borrowed all the evidence from the police and carried out the investigation myself. I kept an eye on all of his actions and examined all of his mail. Mail, like his correspondence chest letters.
But I can never uncover the true identity
Oh
of his
shit!
henchmen.
Did she think that Knightley was one of the henchmen? And then she did actually kill him?
This is very possible. Yeah, actually, that makes a lot of sense. This fear, it's something you could never understand.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, you were listening, right? I'd say this confession clears the warden of all suspicion. Is it really necessary to press her further than this?
Is it necessary to press her further? Judge Courtney, my questioning isn't over yet. I'm sure the goddess of law isn't satisfied yet either.
You mean to badger this woman further?
Even if she was threatened by Dogen. This does not prove she was not the culprit in this case. She was able to use the supply route to transport Knightley's body.
Do you have any evidence to support this?
The body gave off a sweet scent, the scent of perfume that was used to signify delivery. Can you explain this fact?
Oh, of course. Since I have made so many deliveries, the scent would have lingered around the well. When the body was moved through the well, the scent would have transferred to it.
Mr. Albert also testified to this fact.
That's it. For some reason, that well gave off a nice scent. A nice scent. I don't know what it was, but it smelled sweet, like candy.
The lingering scent in the well would, of course, be picked up by anything passing through. The defense rests, I see. In that case, court is adjourned. Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything we can do?
What should I do? Is this as far as I can go? Is it over already?
Oh, that's
What
we're still
do you
here.
mean?
Yes, Sebastian, it is.
Good. What happened? I was like, wow, you guys are talking way over my
I was
head.
playing on my Game Boy. And now, court is officially adjourned.
Bonk. Mr. Ray?
Who was that?
It's not nice of you to adjourn things just like that, Courtney Pie. Mr. Shields.
Are you objecting to the court adjourning?
Of course not. I ain't got no objection or anything like that. Go ahead and adjourn court. Do whatever you like.
Hey, what are you doing, Mr. Shields?
Hold there. Calm down, Kate. Who wants some chocolate?
Is this a joke?
You'll have to excuse me. I just have one tiny request to make. The summon keys attorney.
That's right. You're the defense attorney in charge of this case, aren't you?
Exactly. Did y'all forget that? That's so mean.
But you just left everything to Mr. Edgeworth and didn't do anything at all.
Yeah, that's right. That's why. I thought I'd do my job a bit.
Do your job? That hardly sounds like you at all.
Wow. Fucking jerk. To prepare for the trial, I'd like to ask the warden a few questions.
Surely you jest. What more would you expect to hear from her?
Well, Miss Warden, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the culprit. My thoughts? Uncle Ray believes that Simon's not the culprit. It seems that Miss Warden also suspects someone other than Simon. I'd like to hear you out.
Mr. Edgeworth, what's Mr. Shields up to?
He's trying to lure Warden Roland into testifying. Why was the supply route used to transport the body? I'd say it was to pin the crime on Dogen.
Ah, I see.
If he committed a murder here, he would be transferred to another prison. One with tighter security.
And that would get rid of the troublemaker.
Exactly. She wouldn't pass up a chance like that. Hey, hold on a second. Culprit besides Simon? What do you mean? Simon was the one I was supposed to prosecute. Exactly. So wouldn't it be better if the best also listen to what she has to say?
Amazing, Mr. Shields. You managed to drag Mr. DeBest into this too.
He's an idiot.
Why, actually? I don't want to hear from him. He
Well,
has
that's
a real
why.
annoying.
I mean, if the best is the one arguing for the warden.
Oh, then yeah, then it's a free
It's a free
W.
win.
Yeah. Warden Roland, is this acceptable?
God, look at the. I wish Courtney looked at me that way.
I know.
Look at that
Get yourself a girl who looks at you the way Courtney was looking at Roland.
Meanwhile, Roland is just like, God damn it. God fucking damn it.
Roland's like in the middle of the like fucking McDonald's when like the employee like didn't give her enough napkins. Not anymore, but like a second ago.
Yeah, like, for a second, the guy's like, oh shit, is she gonna get real mad about that? Oh, it's fine. Just like an extra two would be perfect. Thank you. I'll write you a good review. You go back later, and it's like a 1-star. Fucking trash. And it's just like a bunch of slurs.
Oh god.
You understand a woman's heart? Thank you, Mademoiselle.
Mazzelli.
Actually, I thought this over. I'd like to tell you my thoughts. He's definitely the person who would say it stupidly. You'll just let me speak, won't you, Justine, darling?
Of course, you may speak. Mr. Shields, awesome!
Awesome.
Poggers!
That was a close shave. Thank you, Mr. Shields.
Opal raincoat style.
No, I'm leaving the rest to you. Remember what I said? The defense attorney never gives up. The fate of our client rests on our shoulders, after all. It'd be uncool if Uncle Ray didn't put that into practice. Now then, Miles, it's your turn to show you'll never give up. Right. Well then, will you listen to my story? I believe that the culprit in this case could only have been Dogen. I have no idea what transpired between Dogen and the victim. It simply could have been Dogen was displeased with him. In any case, he was the one who stabbed the victim to death. He probably had a dog dispose of the body. This is the truth of the case. The victim. Mr. Knightley, was it? I think it is a truly terrible thing. Taking a man's life, you mean? That's how you go about saying it, isn't it? If only I'd been more vigilant, his death would not have happened. That's why I want to clear up his regrets.
Warden Roland, how considerate. I am simping.
It's actually
You have an
so
OnlyFans,
obvious.
madam. I'm sure Mr. Knightley in heaven is overflowing with gratitude.
His gratitude really what Knightley feels. I think he's pretty pissed off.
I think he's looking down like, what are you fucking doing? So I think we present
Honestly,
the...
he's not in heaven, though. He killed Minecraft Steve.
Yeah, he's in hell, yeah. Very bottom layer. I think we present
He's
the...
below bedrock.
Yeah, below bedrock. Yeah, he's in the void. I think we present the chess correspondence to when she says she doesn't know what happened between them.
That's what I was also thinking. I'm gonna press this first just to see if we could get like a little bit more out of that.
Sure.
Knightley was being held in the detention center and Dogen was in prison. They couldn't make any contact. Don't you think that would have prevented trouble? The prison is quite confined, right? There were many ways for them to meet. Knightley was murdered days before he would have been sentenced to prison. Surely there weren't many ways a meeting could have occurred. Even without a direct meeting, Dogen could still cause trouble. Mark my words.
Okay.
Since she checks all
The memo.
Yeah, the memo.
Nope.
Okay. Warden Roland, that statement you just made is contradictory. Oh, is there something strange about it? Yes, this evidence.
Napkins.
That glare is terrifying. It simply could have been that Dogen was displeased with him. What could Knightley have done in the detention center to displease him?
That was just an example. You don't have to take it so seriously. Didn't I already say that I had no idea what transpired between them? Nevertheless, you certainly are a serious one, Edgeworth, dear. What's this? That piercing gaze. Always standing straight and stiff. Very nice. Looking very clever, my dear. I think I'm about to become your biggest fan.
Courtney's like, no, overruled! Stop this!
Yeah. Mr. Edgeworth, stay focused. It's just a flesh wound. Okay, come on.
Right. Some kind of psychological warfare. Oh. Well, goodbye. Classic Discord. Come on, Discord, you got it. There you go. Classic Discord.
Was it Discord? Because I know my
Yes.
internet's fine.
Always happens like this.
Yeah.
It's just every once in a while, if you're screen sharing, Discord decides, I'm gonna close. And it does.
Simply could have been that Dogen was displeased with him.
Have we pressed everything? I think we only pressed like this one and this one, right?
Yeah, we press this one. That's like nothing.
There's
I
one
think
after
that's
this,
it.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I'd press that.
By dog, do you mean dog or human? Do you mean to say the dog threw the body into the well?
Dogen has more than one dog, not just the black one, you know. Didn't I tell you? He has henchmen outside these walls
I
as
don't
well.
like the way you said black.
You mean his henchmen outside the prison added him into this crime?
Of course not. They would have been caught by the security gates. But think about it. Wasn't he the supplier? It's not hard to think he had dogs within the prison, too.
Oh, well then, why don't you tell me the names of these so-called dogs?
If I knew that, I wouldn't have gone through so much trouble. In any case, it's still a possibility. Please try to be considerate of it.
She's dodging the question. Can I pursue this line any further?
Warden Roland's testimony is covered in lies. If I pick them apart one by one, her true colors will surely be revealed.
I think you do have to press like everything in that case. Even the obvious seeming ones.
You seem very confident of that. How can you be so sure?
The children of this home are all good little boys and girls. Believe in yourself, believe in your friends, and you'll believe in me and the guards. There is no way any of these hardworking children could have committed a murder.
Quite an emotional response and reason. Makes sense coming from someone like her.
Only Dogen would be capable of something like that.
I'd like to hear your thoughts about the circumstances surrounding the murder.
Well, I suppose it was a simple job. During his booking, I learned that the victim had some kind of injury in his neck. He couldn't turn his neck to the right. I remember him saying something like that.
Booking. That's the process one undergoes before being locked up in the detention center. Sounds like you don't really know a lot about Knightley.
I only know a little. In any case, he wouldn't have been an easy target for Dogen.
He would have been an easy target.
Perhaps he used the chisel hidden in the chessboard. The victims wouldn't even have a chance to scream.
I see. Your opinion will be a very valuable reference. Could you add those last statements to your testimony?
Oh, you're making me blush. You're so cute.
Overruled!
I'm just kidding. I'll continue.
He's like the opposite of Ike, but in the same way, where they both have no interest, but Ike is plain-faced about it, and he's just like, oh, no.
I mean, sometimes Ike gets a little pissed off when, like, it's Amy. Because
Yeah.
she is so blatant, she pierces him.
Yeah.
Did she know that the chisel was hidden in the chessboard?
I don't know if she did.
Was she there for that?
Check the... I don't think she was there for that.
A chessboard. The thing that the victim brought with him. It seemed like he really enjoyed playing chess. How could I have guessed that chisel would be hidden inside it? The chisel on the chessboard. That fact is only known by a select few people. This is the answer we arrived at from her reasoning, after all. So then, why does she know about this? In Dogen's hands, even a chisel is enough to be used as a lethal weapon. So how do I go about presenting, like...
The chisel or the chessboard, I mean one of those. Okay, it's the chessboard.
Warden Roland, you certainly are sharp-witted. Hey, enough with the titles. Call me Patty. P-A-T-T-T-Y. Overruled! Patty. I didn't say you could. You did. However, there's something you were a little too knowledgeable about. Embarrassed. You're such an inexperienced child, Edgeworth dear.
Call me that.
Edgeworth dear?
No,
if you want.
If you want, yeah, if you want. I'm fine with that. Fight on, Mr. Edgeworth.
You said you didn't really know much about Knightley. If that's the case, how'd you know about the chisel inside the chessboard? Oh, of course, the entrance check. Enough with the poor excuses. The entrance check. The chessboard wasn't something Knightley brought with him. It was brought to him later by Mr. Keyes. He didn't even have it when he arrived here. That's my mistake. I meant the parcel check. Even if we assume that, there are still many suspicious points. Why wasn't such a chisel immediately confiscated? Ah! Judge Courtney, did you tell anyone about the trick to this chessboard?
Oh, yes, I told her. I mean, I did not.
No information about our investigation was leaked. Then how did you find out? You could not have examined this during the entrance check or parcel check.
Certainly, someone in the warden's position would never have let a chisel slip by.
Exactly. So answer this, Warden Roland. When and how did you learn about the chessboard's secret? In that case, I shall answer for you. It is because... I give up, Edgeworth dear. It is as you say. I interrogated Knightley. That's how I learned about the chessboard. But please believe me, I didn't kill anyone.
Enough. It would appear that we have uncovered some vital information. I'll ask you to testify once more, if that's alright with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
No objections here. Thank you, Edgeworth dear. I'll do my best.
She kissed her fucking fox.
You just noticed? She's
Well
done
then-
that like 7 times now.
Well then, Warden Roland, please wash your face before we... I trust there will be no lies from here on out.
You don't give like foxy kisses?
I wouldn't kiss an animal on the mouth.
She's done that like 12 times. I'm not even
Well,
kidding.
that's-
She's done
well,
that so
well-
many times.
Well, I never noticed.
Her pool of lies is slowly running dry. Soon I will bring out her true nature. I guess like you're probably not listening to the audio at super high quality. She actually has like a kissing noise every time she does it.
I know, I
It's,
heard
like,
it that
very
time.
loud.
I heard it that time. I think I just thought she was like blowing a kiss. I didn't notice the
No,
fox
she's
tail.
smooching.
Well,
it.
I know that now.
I wish she hung me around the neck and kissed. I wouldn't go so far as to call it an interrogation. Always make sure to talk to all the new arrivals. Mr. Knightley, yes, we had a little chat. After our talk, he went right back to his cell, I assure you. She's piling lies on top of lies on top of lies, not realizing that it only tightens the noose around her neck.
You speak with the new prisoners, you say?
That's right. I'm glad you understand. Your testimony is not solid evidence. It requires more than just understanding.
Well then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, you may begin your cross-examination.
At your own peril. It's also been a while.
Yeah, just play it safe.
From chapter start. Always make sure to talk to all the new arrivals. Mr. Knightley, yes, we had a little chat. Our talk, he went right back to his cell, I assure you. Chats with the criminals. Wasn't sure as he's going, sir. Is he going? She killed one of the criminals, you know. Since the guy was handcuffed. Would have been a pretty one-sided affair. Leonard Roland has to be the killer. I have faith in my reasoning so far. How did you talk? What did you talk about? But indeed, it was just trifling conversation. What kind of animals he liked, what his hobbies were, that sort of thing. Hobbies? I assume he mentioned chess? Oh yes, that's all Knightley would ever talk about. Now that I think about it, the note he had in his room. I'm surprised he didn't mention anything about spinning firearms. Probably had something to do with that chessboard, too. With chess, too. So Warden Roland saw Mr. Knightley's note. And what was Knightley like during the interrogation? He was very honest.
Mr. Knightley was...
Honest, pal. He also talked about a croissant and some promo. Some kind of promo. and passant and chess piece promotions, I assume.
Oh, that's really funny, actually. So do you know what en passant is?
I know what castling is.
So en passant is the thing. You know how you can move your pawn 2 spaces forwards if it's the first move? En passant is if you had a pawn that that ends up next to your opponent when they do that, you can take their pawn as if they only moved it 1 piece. And there's basically just a big shit post in like chess communities that that move surprises people on like chess websites, and then they're like, what the fuck, you cheated, and then they say Google en passant, and then they say holy hell. So if
castling is weird. En passant is just fucking weird.
So if I
it's a real trip.
So if I screenshotted those dialogue boxes and put them on the right subreddit, I think.
Yeah, so I have heard of the mood. I just forget about it because it's just not something I ever think about.
Mm-hmm.
Castling I do know about. It's like switching the rook with the knight.
Yeah.
After our talk, he went right back to his cell, I assure you. Wasn't sure it's easy going. Yeah, I didn't press that one. If he really returned to his cell, there's no way he'd be a corpse now. I know you're suggesting that I killed him during the interrogation, but I couldn't possibly have had a motive to kill Knightley, could I? Dogen was the only one I hated, and he had no connections with the victim. She only hated Dogen. Please add that statement to your testimony.
Uh-huh.
Dogen was the one I hated, and he had no connections with the victim. I mean, come on. Judge Courtney, I'd like you to have a look at this.
It looks like a record of a chess game. Is there something wrong with it?
This was discovered in the victim's cell. It was Knightley's memo. Warden Roland, you also discovered this note in the very same place. Not just in Knightley's cell, but in Dogen's too, correct? But what are you... Don't say you don't know about the chessboard in the special cell. After all, you would have kept an eye on Dogen's actions down to the smallest detail. No, to be more precise, it wasn't Dogen that we needed to keep an eye on.
The warden was searching for Mr. Dogen's henchman.
From the start, I found it strange that the warden interrogated the prisoners personally, since he used his henchmen to threaten harm to her family. Warden Roland interrogated Dogen to expose them. So, what are you saying? As you inspected Dogen's mail, he must have known that he played correspondence chess. And then Knightley appeared with a chess memo in hand. We deducted that he and Dogen were connected. He must have arrived at the same conclusion as well. However, you went one step too far in your reasoning. You thought Knightley was one of Dogen's henchmen who had come to kill you. So that's why I interrogated Knightley, boy. The boss won't crack, go after his henchmen. In addition, you discovered something when you were interrogating him. By the way, nice job, Emily. Inside his chessboard. Oh, literally what they're talking about. Like she thought he was Dogen's henchman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I've been calling a lot of shit.
Inside his chessboard, you found a portable chisel.
The murder weapon.
To Warden Roland, the chisel was a symbol of Dogen. And that was the final straw. You believed Knightley was one of Dogen's henchmen and you killed him. It seems there will be no rebuttal. Judge Courtney, your verdict?
Though it is incredibly unfortunate, there seems to be no room for doubt. I shall announce my verdict for the murder of Horace Knightley. Twice my sacred verdict has been interrupted. Who was that?
Judges really need to get fucking used to it. I don't know, Barry, maybe?
I think
Barry,
it's just,
Roland,
I think it's just
Dogen.
Roland again, yeah.
It could be Roland. Barry hasn't said anything. She probably wouldn't. Yeah, okay.
Warden Roland.
Oh, how strange. You guys really don't understand anything. Seem the one who doesn't understand is you. Me? Oh, I understand one thing very well. There's a huge contradiction in your logic, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, that's good. That's really good. It's very good. It's 2 frames of animation of dog chasing himself. Good fox. When she's cornered, she starts spouting nonsense. Pay it no heed, Judge Courtney. Your verdict.
I am interested in hearing what the warden has to say.
Simp.
I can fix her.
What? I thought so. I just have one thing I have to say. Oh, one.
God, he's still here.
I think all of us did. Please take a good look at the autopsy report.
The autopsy report, the one I have brought with me.
Oh,
Did
God,
Gumfuck not tell you?
Oh, no. Sorry, sir. I had a lot on my mind today. Like my hunger pangs. Pay me more. I heard exactly what you said earlier, Justine, darling. You said the wound was 4 inches deep.
4 inches. She could say that and make that face anytime.
No way. Could that tiny chisel really have made a wound 4 inches deep? Impossible!
How could I have made such an error? Oh, forgive me, goddess of law.
For a second, I thought she was going to say, oh, forgive me, Courtney.
Her own name?
Or, sorry, Justine.
Oh, God.
No,
that's also her name.
Roland.
Yeah.
Warden. Well, I believe that overturned your hypothesis. What will you do now, Mr. Edgeworth?
Whoa, what do we do?
It'll be alright, pal. Mr. Edgeworth, always. Oh, hey now, he's got all white. Yeah, you're a defense attorney, ain't you? Isn't there something you can do, pal? Pull something out of your ass.
Like the forehead.
Do that turnabout thing. Make some earth-shattering objection. Uncle Ray's a hard worker, but that decisive evidence, we're just whipping a dead horse here.
Does that mean it's hopeless?
The true killer's Warden Roland. If it's not her, then nothing that's happened fits. But the chisel isn't the murder weapon. Are there any other sharp objects here?
There are still many mysteries remaining in this case. However, we do not have the evidence to solve them at this present time.
I mean, we kind of do. If you just give me the secret tool number 3, we can go test the alligator again. Go get the actual murder weapon.
If you try to do that, I will feed you to the alligator. We have no choice. But to continue this battle in the court...
Oh,
Whoa!
I forgot Ray is so silly. Now it just gave the killer a chance to destroy evidence.
Are you mocking the court?
No. I didn't mean anything like that. Jesus Christ. You look perplexed, Miles. Thought of anything yet?
Who is Jesus? Who is this Christ man?
I think they've mentioned Jesus before.
I only know the goddess of law.
I mean, they have Christmas in this world, so...
They have what?
The chisel's not the murder
Lawmas?
weapon. In that case, what is? It's no use. We're back to where we started.
No objections, Prosecutor Edgeworth? By the way, any baseless statements will be punished accordingly.
Yes, my badge. Jesus Christ.
My ass saying a bunch of random shit.
It's no good. I can't think of anything. I need more time. I regret to say I have no... Okay, here we go again.
No, Mr. Edgeworth. Remember what Mr. Shields said. If we give up, Simon will... Have you forgotten that sad look on his face? And just his general sad life? He was the one who suffered most from Knightley's death.
I think Knightley was the one who suffered the most from Knightley's death.
Nope. If we can't save him, who will? Huh? Besides, Simon believes in us, so we can't give up.
Okay. Miles, looks like you found a good partner. It's like little Case says, a good partner who never appears again after this game. Where'd you put her, Miles? Where'd you put her?
To be fair, Gumshoe doesn't appear again either, so...
What if Kay dies in the 5th case?
I mean, that would... I don't think they... I could see them killing one of the adults, probably not Kay, though.
Never you're backed into a corner. Think of your client. Keep fighting until the very end. Isn't that the feeling you're getting? Gregory, your old man. No matter what trouble he faced, he'd always turn things around and save his client. You've got his blood in you, right? In that case, you're the only one who can turn this around. Now go do that, and we'll go get some Sonic afterward. Judge Courtney.
+2. The look in your eyes has suddenly changed. You remembered the cheesy bacon pretzel dog. If you do intend to speak, you'd better be prepared to face the consequences. Your logic thus far has been misplaced numerous times, and mine hasn't.
Never
If
once.
this were to happen again, I will consider you unfit to call yourself a prosecutor. And you will hand over your badge.
Good fucking lord, I understand you want the badge already. God damn.
Look at my jawline. Look at it.
That's right, yes, I see your jawline. It's wonderful. My reasoning about this case has indeed been misplaced numerous times. Have I made a grave miscalculation? Wait. My logic is misplaced.
Still silent. I cannot condone this waste of time. Well then.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Mr. Edgeworth. I will announce my verdict, and I won't be interrupted a third time eating
That's it.
cereal.
I have to turn my logic around. Jesus, what is this light? My logic isn't misplaced. It's been misled.
This court finds the defendant, Simon Keyes...
3 times now. Isn't it a little early to hand down a verdict? I actually think it's rather late. Don't you agree, Justine, darling?
Enlighten us.
What? Everyone eventually falls for Edgeworth. Try to remember the eyewitness account about his dog and his absence from the animal show. When I first heard that information, my suspicions immediately fell on Dogen.
I'm amazed you take such pride in retelling your previous failings.
But was that not the killer's aim? What if we assumed that was their intention from the start? Of course! The chisel served the same purpose. Netley's body was stabbed in the same spot with multiple sharp objects. This shows that he was stabbed with the chisel after the real murder weapon was removed, by soaking this chisel in Netley's blood. The killer wanted to mislead us into thinking the chisel was the murder weapon. Why? That's because... Why did the killer want us to think the chisel was the murder weapon?
To get Dogen expelled?
Yeah. Warden Roland, you made use of this chisel's image. Chisel's image? What are you trying to say? Mr. DeBest, when you see this chisel, what does it suggest to you? Something like Dogen's the killer, right? Good boy. Now do you understand? That was the warden's aim. I'm a good boy.
Ah,
Just
she
need
wanted
to
to
hear that?
disrespect the person with the chisels. Yes, the best. We all heard.
Indeed, that was her plan from the very beginning. To make Sirhan Dogen out to be the killer.
I understand your logic.
Where does she keep summoning these spectral tables, by the way?
I smashed them onto... I couldn't think of a joke.
You
in
just
time.
look over at DeBest and he's on the ground.
yeah, that's what it is, yeah. It is true the warden did not think kindly of Dogen, but you understand, don't you? This alone does not prove she is the killer.
As I thought, it's not enough. The remaining chance is for me to find the real murder weapon.
If you have no more evidence, I believe this conversation is over.
I could prove it if I found the real murder weapon.
Yes, we all fucking know, dude.
It doesn't matter what you say. We did a clean sweep of this place.
It is as Sebastian says. Wow, that's a new sentence. In the end, we could not find any weapons. In other words, such proof is impossible.
He's like glowering in praise right now.
Yeah.
No, the murder weapon must still be somewhere in the prison. As long as this exists. The security gate. You remember its name after all. There's kind of a hole in the logic, by the way, because I guess the security gate stays on even if the power goes out.
Well, the breakers aren't, like, they didn't depower the entire building.
I guess. Are you mocking me? It's because of those things. Hey, you can't take metal objects and they're out of the place. Oh. Right. As long as those security gates exist, the murder weapon should still be here. If it were a metal object. If it was like a wooden stake.
But we know that from the autopsy that it was a metal object.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That also means no weapon could have been brought into the prison. Except for that one time. In the end, we're back to that same mystery after all.
Judge Courtney.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, surely you realized. If the real murder weapon is still in the prison, one must also consider how it got there in the first place.
The chisel was concealed within the chessboard. But the chisel's not the real murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must have been smuggled in somehow.
The way it was smuggled in. Can you prove that?
No one brought the weapon into the prison. You had evidence transferred from the precinct. Yes, we borrowed all the evidence concerning Dogen. I've been interrogating him personally in my office, but... That's it. She could have used that. This shows another way a weapon could have been brought into the prison.
My prosecutor's badge.
That's it. I think...
What's the thing on the top left of this page?
The autopsy report?
No, the other page.
That's the prison roll call.
That's a roll call. Okay. What's the second thing? Floor plans?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe she used that transferred evidence as a cover for transferring some objects. But I don't really know how you present that. Maybe you present the floor plans because it connects to the rest of the precincts.
So what I think she did is, like, either she used the Dogen's bullshit where he can get whatever the fuck he wants.
But that was like through her, right?
Yeah, through her. So through the warden's office would be the answer.
Yeah, which would be floor plans.
Yeah.
Professor Edgeworth! So that's how you bring metal objects into the prison.
Indeed. With this, even something metal could be...
Exactly how does that let metal objects be brought into the prison? What? You really can't use that to bring metal objects into the prison? Professor Edgeworth, I'm disappointed in you.
Sorry to let you down.
Maybe it is the breaker. Maybe it is like there is a breaker for the detectors.
Maybe it's just the breaker for fucking everything.
Alright, well.
Because I think it's in the alligator, right?
Yeah, I think so too. But they're worried about how it got smuggled in the first place, not where it was hidden.
The hole?
I don't think so.
There's metal objects in there.
Yeah, but those were from the... They already said that those came from the supplier deal.
So couldn't the knife have come from the supplier deal?
Yeah, I don't think it'd be the tunnel footprints, though, that proves that.
It's not the tunnel footprints, it's the fact that there's literally metal in the hole.
I think you should save state and so that we don't run out of health and then try it.
Fair enough.
Make sure you don't load, but, well... Did you save state?
I have to save here.
What?
You can't save during the middle of, like, the grabby part. You have to
No,
save here.
I meant save state. Like in...
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think that's super necessary.
Okay.
We'll get it right here.
Check the...
In order to get it past security.
Yeah, but that's not another way. That's just the first way.
Yeah, but what if there was a chisel and something else?
But that's still not another way. That's still the same way.
Okay, fair enough.
Can you check the chess correspondence? Does it say anything about mail? No, not really. I mean, it says by mail.
Actually. Didn't they say they'd never check the mail?
They did, I think.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, you're an idiot.
Wait, don't load a state, don't load a state.
It'd be fine. Even if I loaded a state, it's not like the Super NES, where if you load a state, it just deletes your save.
It did that shit to me when I played Mother 3, remember that?
Yeah, that's... Oof. Wait a minute. The autopsy report doesn't say it was a stab wound from metal anymore.
Really?
No, penetrated in the neck.
So do you...
Died instantly from a stab to the neck. Doesn't
So
say
what do you
metal anymore.
So do you say...
Sharp metal object, okay.
I wouldn't have done it.
It has metal waves. Slingshotting the item.
Actually, I guess if, like, I guess if one of the pulleys was taken from this setup, cleaned and put back, well, cleaned and then thrown in the alligator. Nope.
Ali's doing a lore dump over there. I'm curious
Yeah,
to read
sure.
it all.
I also look forward to it. Oh, well... I don't want to bend it. Maybe it's
if
something
an
about
animal
the camera.
brought the item in,
No, but that's between the doors, not the prison grounds itself, right?
yeah.
It might be something about the camera going out. On the security footage. I don't think that's right. No.
Edgy. Idiot.
Okay, we got a problem here.
Another way of looking. Check the metal detector. What exactly does it say about the metal detector?
Oh, I don't have my metal detector on me, unless you mean
No,
this
no,
metal
no.
detector.
The security gate. Checks from at the entrance of the detention center and the prison. Yeah,
I don't know now.
I mean, we haven't known for like 5 minutes.
Did I try the door already?
You did, I think.
Okay. How about the things that stop metal from coming into the prison? They would let something go through metal. What?
Check the glove. What is it? So what's the glove say?
Covered in mud.
Hit check. Is there anything? What did they say about like it's covered in mud, right? Mud packs. There's nothing. Because I'm thinking it might be. I was thinking it might have like because you see like the inmate use, right? But I guess that doesn't really prove it's Roland if it is some inmate use object. That wouldn't be it.
Yeah.
Check the crime scene notes. Maybe it was something on his person. Like something in his neck brace or something.
But why would that stop it from being detected?
Did the prisoners go through? I guess they did.
Yes.
Check the bells. Oh, maybe right. There was one with a knife.
Oh, I forgot about that part. Okay, well, I don't feel bad about that. Like, we
Yeah,
should know,
we
but that was
blanked on
also,
it.
like, information that was between weeks.
Mhm.
Yesterday, Dogen said this.
Yes, my bells. There are only 2 in the world.
Only 2.
They're custom made, attached to my knife and Anubis's collar. Even though I can only rely on my ears, I can easily identify them. Alas, one has been confiscated and is not in my possession.
It's possible the murder weapon was brought in as confiscated evidence. What? Dogen's knife was confiscated and stored on the premises. Furthermore, a bell was attached to the knife.
It can't be. The bell on that chisel.
Exactly. The killer took it from the knife and reattached it to the chisel.
Well, the only fingerprints on this chisel are Knightley's.
The killer probably wore gloves when they made the switch. She made the chisel out to be the murder weapon by attaching Dogen's bell, and in doing so made Dogen appear to be the culprit. Furthermore, the handling of the set of evidence that this bell originally belonged to was only possible for someone with the proper authority.
Who, sir? Who had the authority?
Why don't we ask the warden what she thinks?
You can find bells anywhere. Anyone could have attached it, right? Only 2 in existence. I see, so you don't know. These bells are Dogen's trademark. There are only 2 in the world. What? What? And so attaching the bell would naturally make you the killer. Do you have evidence that I have the knife? You don't, do you? Of course, I understand. In that case, Mr. DeBest, I'd like to request an investigation immediately. But if you find it, it'd be problematic for me. That doesn't matter now. It is necessary to reveal the truth. You are a prosecutor, are you not? Even when you say that. Curse this useless prosecutor. If only had an investigative rights. Besides, we can't investigate without the warden's permission, right? There's no way she would approve. We have no choice but to investigate ourselves. If you don't have evidence, there's no use in continuing this conversation.
The goddess of law does not smile upon those with no evidence. This will have to be continued in the courtroom.
Not good. If we give the warden more time here, she'll definitely destroy the evidence. Seems like I have no choice but to raise an objection and stall for time. But I don't have anything definite. Is that really acceptable? Is it really like me to do something this reckless? No, not good. Now is not the time for hesitation. Right now I'm not a prosecutor, but an attorney's assistant. I need to protect my client. I'm the only one who can save him now, in that case. Even if it's a 1 in a million chance, I have to take it. It's sink or swim. Should I raise an objection? Yes. It almost felt like I turned into a certain bluffing defense attorney. But right now I can't come to a standstill here. Not even gonna let her fucking speak this time. Hold it.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, what now?
I just realized something.
What would that be? Pray tell.
Well, you see, one time in court, this idiot I know tried to call a parrot up to the stand.
Wow, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna do the same thing. I'd like to call the alligator to testify.
Oh, no.
Naturally, the whereabouts of the real murder weapon. Dogen's knife.
Mr. Edgeworth, is that really true?
Shut up. Yes, though it is a lie.
I find that hard to believe. This isn't a bluff, is it?
You underestimate me. The word bluff does not exist in my dictionary. Oh, this is bad for my heart. There's no way you could know, because such a thing doesn't even exist.
Well then, could you enlighten us? Where is the real murder weapon?
Think. Somewhere the police didn't look. A blind spot in this animal-filled prison. A hiding place that Warden would have complete confidence in. Hiding place. Come to think of it.
It was inevitable. Anubis, show them your mouth.
The same method. No, it couldn't be, could it? But there aren't that many ways to hide things from an investigator's eyes.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, how long do you intend to keep us waiting?
It's possible, but I'm taking a big gamble here. The place where the real murder weapon's hidden is here. It's not even just the courtyard. It has to be this right there.
Yeah. Here in the courtyard. Nope.
Okay. Indeed.
That's not enough information. Please show us in more detail. Okay. Yeah.
Where's the real murder weapon
Where's the real
hidden?
murder weapon hidden? Gotta press. Yep.
No, really. I'm telling you, this guy brought a parrot to the courtroom. That's it. Back then. Huh? What's the matter, detective? Looks like the metal detector's reacting to all this alligator.
Really? Why?
Of course. That's why the metal detector reacted. Judge Courtney, I'd like you to take a look at this.
The chisel?
Wasn't that just a fake murder weapon? Dogen hid this chisel inside his dog's mouth. And the real murder weapon was hidden in very much the same way. The real murder weapon is in the pond inside the alligator.
What?
What? We can confirm that the metal detector reacted to the alligator. Judge Courtney, please have the insides of the alligator examined.
I give my consent.
For some reason. But not my consideration.
We'll have to call a veterinarian.
I can make that little girl open her mouth.
Don't say that.
Can I help?
Max Galactica quote.
Yes, go ahead. And while you're at it, please carpet bomb the circus next time you're there. Warden Roland. Discovering the real murder weapon will settle this matter once and for all. Why don't you do the honorable thing and confess now? What would I have to confess? In that case, you could just wait for your fate to be sealed. Ah, we found it, sir.
Just where you said it'd be.
Just where you said it would be.
Alright, that's okay. It's over.
Well, I mean, I also forgot.
Patricia Roland, the real murder weapon is none other than Dogen's knife. And the only one who murdered Horace Knightley could have been you. Dogen was the evil one. I didn't do anything wrong. It was completely reasonable. That guy was one of Dogen's henchmen. Him. If only he'd never come to my home. I could have at least still been happy. My special paradise. He ruined it. All of it. Him. That no-good assassin. Him.
What the
What?
fuck?
They were all foxes?
That's the biggest plot twist of the century, dude.
Mr. the best of the best. We have the results. The best of the best. Looks like even the forensics officers have it tough. We have found traces of Knightley's blood on Dogen's knife. It was just like you said. You're the best, Mr. the best.
Oh, fuck off.
All right, good job. But don't stop there. Keep the praise coming. Yes, sir. You're so incredible. It brings tears to my eyes. From sorrow.
Well done, Sebastian. Next comes the follow-up investigation.
I did good, didn't I? Yes, Sebastian, you did.
You did great.
Huh? What are you talking about, Justine? Hasn't the case been solved already? What happened? Is he like the son of like a rich businessman or something?
That might be what it turns out.
We've not yet confirmed if Knightley truly was one of Dogen's henchmen. Look at that face. That face has so much intelligence just swimming through him.
Yeah. That's what I'd call it.
It looks high as fuck. There's also a chance that Warden Roland jumped to conclusions. Oh. That is the remaining uncertainty in this case. Anyways, let's keep investigating. By the way, before we get that question that's like, you only get one chance to answer this.
Yeah.
Hey, you there, come with me. Since I'm the best, the truth will appear before me first. When that moment arrives, make sure you don't miss it. Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to witnessing your first-rate owl ability. Let's go.
We live in troubling times, wouldn't you agree? The would-be assassin of the president was found murdered in the prison.
Nutley had not planned to assassinate the president.
The truth is not as vital as you seem to believe it to be. Not to the world. And not to the law.
Weren't you literally talking about the... Never mind.
Shut up! That can't be right. Believe what you will, however, as long as Prosecutor Edgeworth remains a prosecutor, it is an inescapable reality.
You tried
Don't
stealing my
forget,
badge from me about
Epstein
8
did
times.
not kill himself.
Prosecutor's not someone who demands a guilty verdict. That is what I believe.
Those are merely your values. The law is not the plaything of any one person.
Yeah, uh-huh.
It is the plaything of about 12 people. The Council of Roxas or whatever the fuck. I didn't play that game. If you will not submit to
owning
that...
the whole council.
What's the... Xehanort? Xehanort.
I don't fucking know.
If you will not submit to that, you will do well to prepare for the consequences.
What's that supposed to mean, pal? Don't tell me you're gonna.
Now then, this is where I must take my leave, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
I hope you cry yourself to sleep in your bath tonight. Judge Courtney is right. The law should not serve any one person's desires. However, if the truth is bent as a result of that, can that really be called justice? Oh, hey, it's the lanky fuck. Oh, Simon! Boss.
What happened? They say you could come out already?
Well, honestly, I don't know for sure. All of a sudden, they were like, you're free to go, and you should thank Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, that's because he found out who the real murderer was.
Oh, really? He did? Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, no way, no way, no way. Even if you glare at me like that, it's useless. I'm innocent after all. You can't make me guilty.
Simon, you should thank him, you know.
Oh, you're right.
Thank you very much. I want to thank you, too.
Good grief.
He's the only guy who hasn't hit on me in the circus. Please, thank God he's not guilty. Mr. Defense Attorney, can I ask you just one more question?
Yeah, you may. I'm not a defense attorney.
I thought that Knightley and I were friends. No, I meant best friends. I always thought we were.
What is their age difference?
Not that high. It's like 24 and... Yeah, no, they're the same age.
Huh, alright.
They could have gone to school together.
Alright. You don't think so anymore?
Well, I'm just wondering. There were some things I had no idea about. Like how you could hate someone enough to kill them. That's why maybe he never trusted me either.
Simon, that's not true.
You're lying, because if I had known, I could have stopped him. I would have told him he had no need to be angry with anyone.
Mr. Keyes, I don't think he disliked you either. Let's show and prove that Knightley trusted him. Probably the chessboard.
I think so. You could set a save state if you want to like not have to redo all the text.
It's probably the chessboard. I mean...
Take that! That's what I gave to...
Knightley hit a chisel inside of it. Most likely to aid in his escape.
Escape? He used me?
He trusted in you. He knew you'd bring it to him without looking into it and without questioning. And in doing just that, you were caught up in everything.
So he used me!
Yeah, he did use you. But he trusted you, so he could use you.
So he didn't care about me!
Edgeworth, you really fucked him over on this one. Shut
up. Knightley, you idiot!
Looks like he gets it.
Simon's not as dumb as he looks after all.
Look at that!
I'm sure he'll be back to his normal by tomorrow.
His friend's dead.
Yeah, well, you know.
that supposed to be a compliment? Oh, I'll be strong. I'll become a splendid wild animal tamer for Knightley's sake. Excellent, that's the spirit.
Looks like you're the one getting tamed, bro.
Oh, I almost forgot. Oh, if you like, please come to our next show. Nope, burn it.
No, thank you.
Oh my god.
No!
I'll still be preferring in it. The Berry Big Circus is always fabulous and fun for all ages. The Berry Big Circus is always fabulous and fun for all ages. We're also broke, so we couldn't afford to take them off the poster.
Wow, that sounds like fun. Let's go, Mr. Edgeworth. Burn it, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Burn it.
I'll think about it. She doesn't know. She can't know. We won't tell her. I need to get back to
How do we
practicing
tell
right
her?
away. You'll be with Regent today. The tiger? No way, no way, no way. He'll be fine. He's a good boy. He only almost killed one person.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No way. There's no way it'll be fine. Please cut me a break, boss. There we go. Oh man, bravo, bravo. What if case 3 is them going to the circus and someone gets murdered there,
Oh,
and you see the rest of the Berry?
because the cases seem to be connected. Oh no. No.
And then you get to see Mo and Max.
No. You don't understand how much of a relief it was when I realized it would just be Regina here. Don't do this to me.
But man, bravo. You really put on a good show today, Miles. It's all thanks to you, Mr. Shields. Without your help, she might have gotten away. Not to mention allowing us to continue the investigation. Oh man, cut it out already. You're gonna make me blush. I never know when you're being serious. Uncle Ray is always serious. So how was it, Mr. Miles? How does it feel to be a defense attorney, to save people? Defense attorney, huh? That really took me back. It was just like being next to your old man again. It's been a while since I felt this good. It was, well, it's somewhat difficult to say it was a good thing. Oh, come on, Miles. Are you sure you don't want to be a defense attorney? What? You know, pick up where your father left off. Don't you want to save people like he did? What are you talking about, pal? Mr. Edgeworth's a prosecutor. Is it really that unusual for a prosecutor to become a defense attorney these days?
Unusual isn't the problem here.
Hey, don't be so upset. It's normal, you know, normal.
It's not.
Normal, pal. You'll make for a powerful defense team. Mr. Shields, I'm a prosecutor. Uncle Ray's a defense attorney. That's why. I'm being serious about this. Well, that's just my opinion. Feel free to drop by any time if you have a change of heart. I'll be waiting for you. Ciao.
Let's go to Sonic.
Follow in my father's footsteps. Me. Become a defense attorney. I'm gonna become a defense attorney, just like my dad. Should I become a defense attorney? Like my father? What if instead of going to the fucking big bullshit circus, we just have a nice flashback where you play as his dad?
That'd be sick.
That'd be fucking sick.
I don't think
And
they'll do
like
it.
it starts at the circus because the dad went to the circus.
Yeah, we have to see what's it called?
The inherited
Oh?
turnabout. There you
Okay.
go. There you go.
Okay, that sounds like not the circus. Let's see how it starts.
Hello, I'm Max Galactica. I've
What if
inherited
they
the
tie
circus.
his dad to the circus?
I inherited the circus. Oh,
Yeah, start
God.
this shit. Start this shit.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. Come, oh, she's so pretty. What the fuck? Uh-oh. Oh, no.
And Jeff Masters Piece of cake.
Oh, see?
What was that? What's so loud? She's pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's supposed to sound like that. Over there, over here. Take a peek in the oven.
I think Afro guy dies.
We're gonna have to practice. Let's cook again today. This program sure brings back memories. Gregory. Tomorrow, I'm heading towards that fateful place with your son.
The Berry Big Circus.
Find out the truth of 18 years ago. Oh, thank God.
Oh,
The art gallery? Oh, no.
wait, no, why is that a problem?
Isn't that the thing from the 6th game? The art gallery? Or is this somewhere new?
I would be surprised if they were referencing the 6th game. Because this came out before the 4th, or actually before the 5th.
It did, but like, that is the thing from the 6th. It wasn't just opening, was it? Or was it just opening? I don't remember.
I don't know what you're talking, like, art gallery?
Yeah, there was an art gallery in the... Or is that the 5th game?
Oh, fuck, I don't remember.
was
Oh,
a-
are you thinking about the school? And one of them's an artist?
No. Was that the school? From
There-
the outside,
okay.
and there's the giant statuette that looks like a... I thought
In
that
the-
was from...
Let me look up the Trials of the 5th game.
I don't remember which one that was from.
There's,
Because I know it involved Apollo and Athena. Or Athena.
there's the Village of Ninetales Vale, there's the Academy, and then there's, like, Cosmic Turnabout and all that shit.
Yeah. So I thought it was the 6th one.
Because
Because it involved, like, the asshole, the film guy.
Okay.
Yeah, remember they met up with Sykes?
Oh, I mean, I think you're thinking of Magical Turnabout, but that's
Yeah.
not an art gallery. That's just a magic show.
Well, they go to... Oh, right, because it is displayed up front. Okay, never mind. Wait a minute. Art gallery? Think there's a chance that the artist could appear here?
Which artist?
The girl.
From what?
4th game.
Oh my god, I hope so.
This could finally be her chance to return.
That would be sick.
So instead of seeing Max Galactica, you get to see her.
Yeah,
Boy,
let's
talk
go, let's
about
go, let's
opposite
go,
ends
let's
of
go.
the spectrum.
Let's go. Hit the A button.
I would, but that's got to be the episode. I mean, I guess I hit the A button once. That cuts these losers. Alright, I don't care then.
What's her name, like Vera?
Yes, I think her name is Vera. I don't want to look it up. I don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, I don't want either.
We'll find that out next time. We'll also get to see Justine next time.
Oh, I
from
hope,
the
yeah.
picture.
Well, the picture was for the last chapter.
Yeah, but I'm assuming Justine shows her face everywhere.
Considering that she and DeBest are on the box art, I'm assuming we're going to see them, like, every chapter. Which, good.
I'm gonna laugh if it's literally just the best. Like, where's Justine? She was busy today, so I guess I'm with you. Oh, it'll be something like that, won't it? Anyway,
I hope not. I like her.
that's the
It
attorney
wasn't
game.
obvious.